Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Sins and Consequences, a Blades in the Dark actual play podcast presented by the one, the only Dragon's Greed Gaming. This week, we are down a player, Dio. I don't know. What happened to Dio? Ethan, make up a story about what happened to Dio. Make it exciting and make it dramatic.
Dio, while driving his on-fire car to the radio shack that was still open, did not manage to make it on time, and so he had to go another city over in order to get headphones. Is that exciting enough?
It really felt like you were reading a Mad Libs.
Yeah. But yeah, so Dio had to go to Radio Shack, and that's why he's not gonna ever come back, because Radio Shack is gone. So we will be missing Dio deeply and this session. However, we got lots of cool other people. But before I talk about them, I got to talk about another awesome person, someone by the name of Sydney Fable. The music you're listening to right now was written and composed by Sydney Fable. You can check out their Blades in the Dark playlist in the description below. You can also check out their glam rock band, the Blam Blams. I posted some of that stuff in the Dragon's Greed Gaming Discord. And if you missed out on it because you're not a member of the Discord, that can be easily solved. All you have to do is go to Discord and join our server. I believe if you check out our Facebook page, there's also a link there. You can check out the Patreon, you can check out all the YouTube channels. I don't want to pitch all night. I want to play some Blades in the Dark, but before we do, we'll introduce CJ DeBono.
Me?
Yeah. How's your week been? How you doing?
Oh man, I got slapped with overtime at work. Usually I get away with just like the 8 hours, and then like 15 minutes before like my 8 hours are up, they're like, so we need y'all to be working like 10s to catch up on some stuff. I'm just like, you ain't getting 10 tonight. Not 15 minutes before I go home.
So you didn't do that? Because that sucks. Like right before end of shift.
Oh yeah, I was like, no, not today. The rest of the week, but not tonight. Not 15 minutes before I'm going home. No.
Good for you.
Yeah. It's nice when you get to that point at work where you got a little bit of sway. So it's
yeah.
I can push back a little bit against the most ridiculous of your demands.
Oh yeah, I'm at that point where it's just like, just try and fire me.
Nice. I say that to myself every day because I'm self-employed. You try and fire yourself.
It doesn't mean you haven't come close.
Oh God, man, I've come pretty fucking close. I'm difficult to manage. That's what I'll tell you right now. But yeah, CJ, you got some characters in this game. Tell us about them and what's on their mind right now, in the especially Myre, given what the context of what happened last session.
Oh yeah, like just killing her dad, just normal stuff.
Normal stuff. A little bit of patricide to start. A little bit of
patricide. It's fine. Don't worry about it. She's trying not to worry about it. I think she's at the point of like, you know what? We're gonna keep moving on. We're not gonna think about that. We're not gonna linger. It's just there's other things to worry about. Now he's not gonna bother me anymore. So just I think of the bright sides.
That's true. And because you invented a special gun that kills ghosts, he can't even haunt you.
Can't even haunt me.
I was totally going to haunt you with him, by the way. Make you find Jacob a second time and get rid of your second ghost that just follows you around.
Jacob.
I wonder where he's at.
True.
We're gonna find out.
Okay.
Sometime in the next 2 sessions. I want to find out.
Ooh.
And don't worry, I also don't know.
Cool. Good.
But, Adam, you're here.
I am.
How's life? How's life? How's things?
Oh man, I think I finally figured out the magical formula to fix that network connectivity problem that keeps popping up. So it's a 7-step process. So now that I've got that under control, I think I'm doing good. So let's see. I don't know. Work is work. That happens. I go there. They give me money, and then I go home. I do that every, couple of days. But, oh man, as of this recording, I don't know when this is coming out, but time of recording, got Labor Day coming up this weekend. That's a cool thing.
Yeah.
Do you guys have that up there?
Yeah, we do that.
Okay. Is it the same time? Do you have it on Monday?
Yeah. Ours is on Monday.
Dude, rad.
Which
Nice.
I second guessed myself today. I'm gonna pull an Adam.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hijack your sentence for a second.
Get it.
So I went to my shipping agent today.
Speaking of shipping agents, no, I'm just kidding. Good.
No, I went to a shipping agent today to drop off a bunch of stuff that I need to get shipped before the weekend because it's a long weekend. And so I had like I'm just gonna say a ridiculous number. It's not quite this much, but it's up there. So I had about $7,000 worth of stuff I had to ship today.
Okay.
I get to the door carrying probably about like 6 things. Each of them weigh about 50 pounds each.
Oh yeah.
And I'm moving all this stuff to the door, and then I go to open the door and it's locked. And I'm like,
sucks.
what the hell is going on? Because I checked on the website like last week, like to make sure that they were going to be open and shipping. It turns out that there's a labor dispute going on, and that they just didn't bother to open the front of any of their stores at all of their locations across Canada. And so I had to flag down a driver in the parking lot, and initially he was quite upset with me, but he wasn't even aware that this was happening.
Oh.
What?
Wow.
And I'm like, I understand.
Wait,
your
we're on
angry.
strike? What?
Well, he might not be. It might be
No,
a
the
different
drivers aren't. Yeah, it's a different union because the drivers are on their own union.
So
it was a whole thing.
You were able to ship it then? Oh, sorry to
Yeah.
jump in.
I did. Yeah. What the fuck? No, you're good.
That's so rude.
I ended up carrying all this stuff out into the parking lot, like the employees only area, and being like, I understand that you don't want me to do this, but yeah, this is a lot of money right here, and you're gonna put it on that truck if you don't mind, please. And they did it. So
Good.
I'm excited. Now continue your story. Talk about Labor Day. What are you doing for Labor Day?
Okay, so but also we're recording this earlier than normal. My daughter is still awake and right above me. So if you hear something that's sounds like a maniac jumping up and down above me, that's exactly what's happening. But yeah, I don't know, Labor Day, man. That's technically supposed to be a day for my people, the laborers, to just, chill. But it is generally used by my people, the laborers, to do extra work. Around the house, that kind of stuff. The kind of work that you've been putting off for, the past 6 years. And then your wife goes, like, when the hell are you going to put that shelf up?
But you already put the shelf up. You
Probably
told
not on
us
Labor
with
Day.
us in the episode.
I need to get that done. I did. It turns out that was a lie. I didn't do it. So that's 1 out of 3 eliminated. But I don't know, man. I'm just going to hang out for the most part. I got my brother-in-law's birthday celebration and check this out, my wife's best friend's mother's birthday celebration to go to. And maybe going down to the Renaissance Fair. And by down, I mean up. It's above me. Might do that. We'll see.
Nice. Well, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Ludes was there during the last session. How does he
At the
feel
Renaissance
about
Fair?
what?
Oh. Okay.
No,
sorry.
he witnessed Myre commit patricide. Does he have any strong feelings about that?
Yes.
Wow. Harsh.
Damn.
Yes, he does. He does indeed.
Yeah. Well,
Oh, yeah.
I'm excited to learn more about that. I know Myre and Ludes are well overdue for a conversation.
Oh, yeah.
But we have one more player with us today. What's your name?
Hello. You already called me out by name at the very beginning. It's Ethan.
Oh, okay. Hi, Ethan. Nice to meet you.
That's who that was.
Oh, and who are you? Yeah, no, it's I've had also a very worky week. Man, it's kind of kind of boring. And it's like, oh, like, let's go around the table. And it's like, work. And it's like, oh, everyone works. Well, great. But
Yeah.
I mean, it is a Thursday, so that's maybe a little bit more top of mind because I think everyone just got off work the last like 30, 40 minutes ago. So it's still somewhat relevant. Yeah, on my side, I hung a towel rack earlier today, so I'm getting
you're
ahead
better
of that
than me?
Labor Day. Yeah,
You are.
just a little more punctual. And
Yeah,
then
oof,
actually,
yeah.
we're planning on going to a Renaissance fair next weekend. So this weekend,
Oh,
we
nice.
are we just bought a used car because we had to get rid of our old one because it was a Canadian car and it was not allowed in America. That was made very clear.
What? Is that a thing?
It was built to a slightly different spec, and so because we didn't have a tire pressure monitoring system built into our Kia Soul, we could not import it unless we had one installed by the dealership. We couldn't do an aftermarket because you can just get like a $10 aftermarket piece that does that, or
Okay.
you can go to the dealership and you can spend $2,000 to $4,000 to have them install it. And so for like a 10-year-old car, it's not really worth it. So we got a new one. We're gonna be picking that up tomorrow, and then
Nice.
driving over to Canada to visit some friends for like a day or two, and then drive back down again. But it'll be good because it'll be in our new car, so it'll be a fun
Are you
adventure.
going to drive the old one up there and then leave it so that some Canadian person can drive?
We did that
Oh, nice.
3 weeks ago, actually, or 2
nice.
weeks
There you
ago,
go.
and so we've just been without a car for the last 2 weeks, which
Oh.
we thought was going to be an okay idea, and then we realized how much we depend on cars for.
And you
so
realize
many-
this is America.
Yeah, you can't walk to things.
Yeah,
we don't have
so
that.
that's
We
been
don't
our
do that.
fun life is not really just not really leaving the house, right? You're like, oh, like we don't really have a car. I guess we'll just order someone to deliver it and just spend a few more dollars, and so that's kind of
Yes.
been.
Oof, that gets expensive quick.
It does, yes. So we're happy to get the
Yeah.
car.
Oh, yeah. It's cheaper. It's cheaper to buy the car than it is to pay the Uber Eats fees. Holy cow.
Well, to be fair, it is like, and it should be, because it's like paying a taxi to bring you a meal every time you want to eat.
Yeah,
Like, that's a lot.
yeah.
That's a lot.
It adds
Like
up.
taxis.
And I don't like
and-
Instacart. It's too stressful for me. It's like, oh, by the way, they can't find this one thing. Do you want this alternative option that's like more expensive? And you're like, no, but I'd like something. And then it's just like,
Yeah.
it's kind of yes or no. And so I don't really love that service. I'm happy to do my own grocery shopping.
Yeah,
But
that's something I do as well. I go to the grocery store all the time.
yeah,
Guys, you're
as
not going
far
to believe
as-
this. I grocery shop too.
Oh my
Whoa.
god, we have so much in common. Wait, you
would've
guys went to
thought
work
this
and you
group-
grocery shop?
There's a reason for the four of us are here right now. It's
Oh, yeah.
It's
You know who
fate.
doesn't grocery shop? Dio.
Goes to Radio Shack.
Gets lost in the time warp.
Do you ever
Yeah.
think that Dio might be an android? Like, he doesn't grocery shop. He went to Radio Shack on a Thursday.
For those two things, yes, exactly. If I
It's
had
not
to
a
guess,
zero chance.
if Dio were not in fact a human, and I had to guess what Dio was, I would go with some sort of magically anthropomorphized llama.
Really?
Yeah.
That feels like you thought about that.
Well, it's
Like, this
it's not that
isn't-
I thought about that. It's just every time I see a llama, I think about Dio. I don't know what it is. I see him, I'm like, hey, it reminds me of Dio. I don't know.
It's the swoopy emo boy haircut.
It's probably the haircut. he's got that llama hairstyle, and the way that his head swivels sometimes reminds me of a llama.
That's fair. Speaking of llamas, last but not least, it's me, Aaron. I'm a llama.
I'm a horse.
Yeah. No, I was lying when I said I was a horse. I'm a llama now, and I spit in your faces. I can't because it's the internet, but you imagine, you know. What do I got going on? I don't know. I also worked a lot this week. I've had a pretty crazy week. We're kind of wrapping up the busiest part of my season, and I got one more month until I actually get to work less than like 70 hours a week. So we're getting there. We're getting there, and I'm so fucking excited, guys. I'm real excited to sleep and do other things.
I feel that.
What else do I got going on? I'm slowly, very slowly, because I work a lot and I don't get a lot of time to work on it. But I'm building up like a streaming room. Because over at Dragon Scream Gaming, we're going to start doing some more live streaming, and I think I'm going to be participating in that as well. And so I had to get all of my Goose paraphernalia, as well as my Simulate Nugs poster. If you don't know what Simulate Nugs are, it's this fucking crazy thing where it's just a product you can buy at a grocery store of like vegan chicken nuggets. Like they're not really chicken nuggets, but they're like fake chicken nuggets. And it's just called Simulate Nug. And then it's just a guy holding a fake chicken nugget out for a chicken, and the chicken's like, yeah, that seems pretty rad. But it's a real chicken. And I've owned chickens for a long time, and I'll just say this: chickens will definitely eat chicken. They'll eat anything.
It's a little fucked up, but like, you know, what are you gonna do?
A lot of animals are cannibals.
Yeah. Chickens are not smart enough to know that they probably shouldn't eat their sisters. Like that's all I'm gonna say. Oh, yeah, Simulate Nugs. There you go. Ethan brought it up.
Spicy.
Yeah.
Spicy.
Yeah. I did actually have to buy a box of them in order. Well, actually, my wife bought a box of them and then put the box, like cut it up and put it in a frame for me as a Christmas gift. I was gonna take credit for it, but she can have it. It was a wonderful gift because every single time I saw it in the grocery store, I'd look at that, I'd say Simulate Nug and chuckle to myself like an asshole.
And now you can do it at home.
I do. Every time I walk by my piano, I go, huh, Simulate Nugs. And
mind if I do?
It is, yeah. And speaking of simulating nugs, in the city of Doskvol, by far the worst one yet, but here we go. In the city of Doskvol, there lies a district to the west known as Six Towers. You guys are intimately familiar with Six Towers, known for such notable locations such as the Greyfingers, an area of old money estate homes left abandoned and taken over by scores of previously homeless citizens of the city. We have the Frost Glass and the pavilion over here, guys. The Frost Glass Pavilion. This used to be a monument of opulence and wealth, which has since been converted into a market and a home for upstart businesses to sell their wares. We head a little bit south, over towards the Mist Shores. Over here, again, home to more of these abandoned houses, but towards the far west is like this huge mansion. Easily 4, maybe even 5 stories tall if you count the attic. But this is where Skurlock Manor is located. You've been there before. It's just this, it's the home of the kindly, gentle soul and the mentor and shepherd of the Six Towers district since its fall but 7 years ago. And just a little bit south of that is the old university quarters. A group of ne'er-do-wells managed to negotiate their way, make some connections with a man named Hutchins to take up residence within the school's library. And in their time since they've been there, though they have not repaired the wall and they still enter and exit by simply lifting a single sheet. They have placed several traps around the entrance that they can choose to arm when they decide to leave. These group of people have really taken this library and even the school surrounding it, and it has really grown. And today, I want to talk to you. Or rather, I don't want to talk to you. There's a man in prison with Vay Helker, a member of the Ink Rakes. Do you remember this man? Do you remember his name? I don't. I'm stalling so I can look it up.
Are you talking about Godwin Smith?
I am talking about Godwin Smith.
Oh boy.
Vay. Godwin has been kind of following you like a lost puppy dog ever since the day that you've agreed to kind of take him under your wing and look after him for the next couple of weeks until he makes his way out of the meat grinder of Iron Hook Prison. One day, you are sitting in your cell, perhaps trying to read a book, perhaps trying to read the book that you yourself have begun to write by spilling your blood upon the pages. Who knows what you're trying to do? You probably do. But Godwin, I know what he's up to. He's got a book of his own, a little journal that he's managed to sneak into the prison. And he says to Vay, "Well, Vay, it's quite a story that I've heard about what you've been doing out in Six Towers in the university quarters. Have you considered maybe letting us write like a little editorial, a piece just about what you're doing over there? I've heard that you managed to get accredited recently."
Absolutely. I think any type of news towards ventures of helping out the community would be more than appreciated by the school itself and those in Six Towers.
Well, thank you for taking the time. So Vay Helker, could you tell me a little bit about what the motto of the school is? What's your goal here at as you open this new academy that rivals even Charter Hall, as I believe?
Well, I think the biggest difference between our institute and that of Charter Hall is just how we don't limit ourselves to exactly what the Imperials tell us need to be within an educational curriculum. We believe that good education about all matters, including, ecto or ethereal or, just what is going on in the city and how one can best educate themselves to be ready to set themselves up for a successful life should be made available. And so we are, taking ourselves in. We are making a point of really, going into as much history as we're able to find in order to, bring that to the next generation of student.
Wow, most fascinating. And as we turn to him, to Godwin, scribbling notes down in his journal, we smash cut to him closing the journal, looking up, and he's on the streets of Six Towers. We see a young girl. We've known her as Shiova. I don't know if you've actually said what the girl's name is.
I have not.
That's fair. So we'll call her Shiova for now.
That's fine.
But we see Shiova walking the street. I don't know where she's going. Where's Shiova going this afternoon?
Where would Shiova go this afternoon?
Grocery store, obviously.
Like a human would. Actually,
Maybe
yes. Actually, she is.
Yeah, so you're
No, she
making your way
actually
up.
is.
Yeah.
That actually aligns with things I want to do. Yes, she is going grocery shopping.
All right. So she's on her way to the grocery store, probably that pavilion I mentioned earlier, or maybe over to Sawtooth Sundries and Surgeries, as he's also known to carry gratuitous amounts of oats.
Really?
Really? I was like, he's got to make some mean sausages. Don't ask where he gets them.
Yeah.
But yeah, suddenly you get approached by a young a youngish looking man, older than the girl is, probably like maybe 24 to 26 years old, we'll say. And he very eagerly approaches, and he's like, excuse me. My name is Godwin Smith. I am an associate of your friend, Mr. Helger. He started telling me a story about what's been going on over at the university quarter, and I've been wanting to write I guess a piece about it. This seems to be something growing, something truly amazing for the area of Six Towers. And I've heard that you are one of the associates, one of the staff members there, and I was hoping I could ask you a few questions.
I suppose there's no helping it. Very well. What is it that you wanted to know?
First, if I can, it's the who, what, when, where, why, and how. You know how it goes. So who do I have the pleasure of speaking with, my dear?
Hold on. I never thought of this before. Like, what name do they use? Oh, no. When in public, what name do they use in public? Oh, no. I never thought about that.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Never thought about that.
Does she panic like this hard? Or does she have an answer at the cuff and you just don't?
She should. I just don't. No, okay. She say, okay. You can call me Shiova.
Shiova, and a last name, or?
No, we're going to leave it at that.
Shiova W. It has a ring to it. So, Mrs. W, if you wouldn't mind, sorry, is it Miss or Mrs.?
That would require me to remember which one means what.
I have that problem every time.
If you put an R in it, it means you're married. I don't know why, but it is.
And Ms. Ms is the one without the R, right?
That's right. That's right.
Go with the Z.
My.
There's a Z.
Mademoiselle.
Remember the Z.
Mademoiselle W. So, what exactly is your role within the school? What keeps you busy these days?
Oh, I've mostly taken to general cares of the facilities, a bit of cleaning here and there if there's particular meals that need to be cooked for the other staff. They call me a housekeeper.
Oh my. I'm sure you do a wonderful job. The grounds have certainly cleared up in the last few weeks. It's very exciting, and we're all looking forward to seeing what you and your other staff members can do with this school. Is there anything else of note that I should include within the article? And he leans in and he's like, it's okay if the answer is no.
No, now if you excuse me, I do have things I was attending to.
Yes. Groceries all around. And he scampers off. Soon enough, he runs. He knocks on the front door of the library. Adam, one of your characters answers the door.
Yes, hello. What door is it?
It's the main door. Like the actual door of this thing, not the sheet.
You know. Okay. It's probably gonna be Marv.
This is gonna be a great interview part.
Oh yeah.
Hi, good sir. How are you today? My name is Godwin Smith. And he reaches out and he gives Marv's meaty hand a good solid shake. His grip is like surprisingly strong. Like it's one of those things where.
Oh really?
Yeah, and he's a small dude, but like yeah, when he grips your hand, it's that moment where it actually kind of hurt. But he says, "Good sir, you must be the one that they call Cadaver. I've heard tales of your stature. I'm glad to see that you don't disappoint."
Oh yeah, me too.
Yes. you've been a member of this school for a little while now. You're one of the staff here, is that correct?
Yeah. What do you want?
Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry.
Are you here for something?
Yes, Mr. Helker and I, we attended a stint away together. I've unfortunately had to leave a little sooner than he did, but all the same, I'm just taking some time to learn a bit about the school, what you guys are doing here, anything that you might want to say. I was planning on writing an article. I'm an ink rake, I should say, a journalist, someone who writes for the newspaper.
Oh, yeah, of course. School's pretty good. You like that kind of thing?
Yeah, you teach a class there, do you not?
Yeah, I teach a couple.
Yeah. You know what? When's your next class? I'd like to attend. I think I would just like to watch and see how you do.
Oh, well, yeah, you got 5 schmeckles. We got class coming up right now. I don't know what the currency's called here. Schmeckles.
They're actually called silver.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You have 5 silver.
Schmeckles.
I don't know why Schmeckle was the first thing that came to mind. Yeah. You have 5 silver. We got a class coming up for you right now.
And he counts out 5 coins and he hands them to you.
All right.
Marv doesn't realize this, but these aren't actually silver coins. These are Rovnian coins, which are only worth about 10 cents of a Doskvol silver.
He doesn't know. He's like, all right, so we're learning about math. It's called subtraction. You have 5 less. You want another class?
Yeah. Oh, that was the class, was it? Oh, you're a clever one, are you? Is there anyone else around that might be interested in discussing more about this school? I heard that the dean is quite the character.
Yeah, you know what? Come on in. You got like your style. Come on in here. Watch out for the rubble, and watch your step.
Oh yes, upkeep must be very difficult on these old buildings. And he looks over to this hulking hull, mopping the floors off in the corner. What's Drobit up to as this man walks by?
I would say mopping. I think if you ever don't know what Drobit is up to, it is most likely mopping. Whether or not that's really cleaning or, sometimes it's just kind of moving rocks around. That is, just how he zones out at times.
Oh, wow. That's a big guy right there. Yeah, and presumably he goes to Lude's office.
Oh, boy.
Does Lude let him in?
Well, I mean, Lude's is probably passed out in the office.
Could you describe Lude's office, though? That's something I want to do.
So that's what I actually was thinking about that earlier. It hasn't really, it doesn't, nobody's gone in there yet. It hasn't really come up yet. But, so, yeah, he knocks at the door. It says Dean. And, there's a piece of, I don't know, whatever the Doskvol equivalent of cardboard is, with scrolled on it, it says Ludes, and there's a couple of little drawing of a star and a moon, and it's tucked in to the crack where the window, it's like a hazy window that says Dean on it. It's crammed into the seam there, so it says Dean Ludes. The door's unlocked. And he's in there. He's sleeping. He's got a big, beat to shit, leather armchair. The kind that's got, the buttons in it with, the dimples. You know what I'm talking about? And, all the rivets around, the arm rests. And it's, beat to shit. Parts of it are torn. And, one of the legs is gone. And it's been replaced with, just a couple of books tucked underneath it. Just propped back just a little bit, and he's sleeping in there. He's got his feet up on the desk, and the desk is just strewn with like papers, and there's stuff everywhere. There's like books that are just like piled up, and there's like piles of books that almost look like sculptures at this point. Like he was trying to like stack it up. I was like, that one kind of looks like a man. It's a giant mess, and there's like all sorts of like spiders in there that are making their webs and stuff like that, and it's chaos in there. There's like a coffee cup that's got a plant growing out of it.
Lovely. Godwin steps in, and he sees that you had the door closed. He leaves it open behind him, and as he looks around, he makes a big show of clearing his throat.
Yeah, hi.
Yes?
Are you excuse me. He starts like trying to tuck his shirt back into his pants. He's like, all right, are you new student here, or what's nice to meet you. What do you want? What do you want?
Actually, I am considering becoming a student here. I was told that if I met the dean, that he might show me around the school.
Yeah, of course. I can, let me go get him. You just, you hang out here. And, no, that's not gonna work. All right, yeah. Come on with me. I'll show you around. Watch your step here. There's shit everywhere. Hold on. He's like scoops some stuff away to open the door all the way, and like he has to like jam the door like hard to get it to open all the way because there's all sorts of crap behind it. And like a coat rack falls down. He's like, yeah, whatever, we'll get to it. All right, come on out this way. You're not a cop, are you?
No, I'm actually.
All right, good.
Okay.
Let's oh, what? You were rolling dice. What happened? What just happened? All right. So he's gonna take him around. He's gonna show him the grounds. So I don't like, you see here, we got this is the main library. We got a lot of books here. Some of them are a little bit waterlogged. Some of them got a little bit beat up. There was a whole thing with a fire and a moth. It's a work in progress. We're getting it back together. And you see that man there up on that ladder? Hey, up there. Hey. That's, it's Danny. He's a good dude. He helps us out a lot. So, if you're going to be a student here, you're going to get to know him. Say hi, Danny.
Hi.
Talking to me. Oh, there he goes. Okay. I told him I was gonna give him tenure, but I don't know if I'm gonna do it. Anyhow, so we got some classrooms. You want to see some classrooms? You want to see the gymnasium? What do you want to see? We got it all. We got dorms. We got
Yeah, and we don't have to discuss all of it in great detail, but he does go on the full tour the whole time pretending that he's a student, though you do see that he's making gratuitous notes as you guys walk together.
Yeah, what are you writing down there?
Oh, I just I've always wanted to study journalism, and so I like to practice just writing down what people say. I hope that's okay.
I don't know, let me see. What do you got? He's gonna try to snatch it.
He offers it freely.
Okay, well, he snatches it.
Yeah. I would say even if he didn't offer it freely, you're probably a lot better at snatching than he is at protecting. So yeah, you get it. You see that he's been making notes about all of your friends, and he's doing a pretty good job of writing down like almost exactly what people are saying to him, including what you've been saying to him this whole time. Though you do notice that he is altering what you're saying to be more flattering.
Oh, okay. All right. But, it's pretty good. You want a job? I mean, we always need more teachers here. Especially, I don't know if we got anybody here. Well, I know these guys can read and write, but I don't know if there's anybody here that's going to write something like this. Look at this. I mean, this is beautiful. You write, like, poetry?
No, I'll be honest with you. There, Mr. What's your name actually? I've only known you as Ludes, is what.
Yeah. I mean that's fine. I mean, it's, Ludwig Acton Esquire, at your service. I don't know what that means. I don't know. Does that mean that? Yes.
Well, very nice, very nice. I did not know that they had such a prestigious lawyer as their dean. No wonder you were appointed to the position.
Yeah. You know, I mean, it's you know.
Sorry, had to cough.
It's
Well, Mr. Acton, if you wouldn't mind, I'll be forthright with you. I'm writing an article about the school. Mr. Helker, if you might know him. He did give me a little bit of assistance while I spent some time in the Iron Hook. And
when were you in there?
I just got out probably about 4 days ago, but
How's he doing in there? Is he doing okay?
he is doing well. Let's see. Why don't you make a fortune roll there?
That's
How
a
many
weird thing
dice
to
do
ask.
you
Oh. All right, let's see.
Yeah, sorry.
Not you.
My incarceration roll.
Yeah. How many dice
It's,
are you at now with that?
It's at like 4 at least.
I think it's 4. I think it's 2 plus the 1 bonus plus the 1 land or area that we have.
Well, so it's a tier 1 fortune roll plus the 1 for the eye, plus 1 for the claim, plus 1 for jailbird, and plus 1.
Oh, it was 4 before. Okay, so it's 5 die.
No, it's actually 4. You're up to 4, I think.
No,
You're
my
right.
math's not
Because
working.
it's
All right, that's good.
yeah. If you guys upgrade in tier, then it will become 5. Which is crazy. That's like the most dice ever.
My
There you go.
man.
Get
And
it,
that's a 6.
So yeah, you can pick a faction to take a +1 with. You can also make another claim. So think about that while we talk. But
He's doing
yeah,
really
actually,
good.
he's doing
living
very,
his life
very
up
well. He seems to be, striking a chord with the average prison goer. The guards seem to like him plenty. All the same. And he's collecting people, myself.
What does it mean? He's collecting people. What does it mean?
Not in like a murdery way. No, he's offering support wherever he can. Like at least he was kind to me, and I believe another man as well. One of the sons of one of the dockers. He just is taking people that maybe need the help under his wing.
Yeah, it sounds right.
Just got something about him.
Good
People seem
old-
to like him plenty.
Good old Adam Cotton.
Oh yeah, Adam Cotton. Yeah.
Yeah.
Docker.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Yeah. No. And as you're talking, CJ walks into the scene and she's like, "Hi."
Specifically.
No, not you.
No, not you. Not you.
This is Catherine Zeta-Jones, also known as CJ. She's one of the weeping ladies. Yeah, you have a character named after you in the show.
Wow.
Just to make it as confusing as possible.
So
Speaking of
CJ
which-
walks.
Whatever happened to Aaron
Hi
Hurt?
guys.
Aaron Hurt is going to come back and hurt Lutz in unimaginable ways if he ever rolls poorly enough.
Oh boy. All right. No more dice rolling for me.
I'm just kidding.
Yikes.
No, she's going
Are
to come back regardless of how you roll, to be
Right.
honest. But yeah, Aaron is also not here currently, but CJ is, and CJ just gives Lutz like kind of one of those like weird, shy, bashful waves before she dashes off. And Drillbit, you just feel a set of eyes kind of on the back of your head as you mop this floor. Because CJ likes to watch.
That's so weird. I don't know why you'd say that.
I don't know why I said it either, other than I thought it'd be funny.
You got her. You got her. Oh, CJ, what a creep. Love it. All right. So, well, I'm glad to hear that he's doing well out there. You know, I was worried about him because, you know, sometimes being in prison's not too great. So, I'm glad he's doing good, and I'm glad you got to talk to him, and I'm glad, glad he's doing good. You know, it's an ugly fucking place out there, I tell you.
But, I think that you have some work to do here, but I think that this truly could
You're
be
telling me.
Something worthwhile. And, well, I'm not prepared to be a teacher. I'm a little young yet. I'd be willing to put the hooks out to a couple of my mentors to see if they're looking for some extra income.
You want to get hooking. I mean, you always use a little bit more hookers.
That's fair.
We can always use we always use that. More help around here. We got a lot going on.
Okay. At this point in time, I want a fortune. I'm gonna make a fortune roll, and I am gonna add 1 die. This is like me just RPing. Everyone make a sway roll. That has spoken to this character.
Excellent. The character who actually has a pip in that.
Yeah. So that would be Vey, that would be Shiova, that would be Ludes and Marv.
All right, here's Marv. What? Marv got it.
Whoa.
Oh, that's not me.
That
That's
was
somebody
me.
else. Okay, I'm like, I got a 6. No.
That was two die together. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so that one says Ludes, but that one came off of Marv. Marv failed. Surprise.
Okay.
He did just take 5.
And Ludes failed.
Okay. No worries. So he's going to be rolling a total of 4 dice because he's part of a tier 2 faction, so he started at 2. It's a critical success.
Oh boy.
No, that is very good. That is very good.
Oh, good. Yay.
After this meeting, an article does come out in the Doskvol Echo, a local publication right out of 6 Towers here.
Nice. That's where I'm from.
But yes, and
I live there.
it is a glowing review of the school. Notably, he does leave out Ludes' name when he talks about the dean, but he talks about the dean being a well-respected lawyer.
I love it. Oh my god, I
who
love
would
it.
prefer to remain anonymous. But he seems to have a good grasp on his staff and on a wonderful understanding of how to run a school. He talks at length about Vey and the work that he does, though he does not provide Vey's last name and makes it sound as though Vey is not in fact in prison. He talks about how they seem to have a wonderful engineering department that is capable of building working hulls.
It does appear that way.
Yeah.
Myre will take claim for that. Yeah, totally. She made that.
Yep, there was a workshop with tools and things
There
out,
was.
so the story lines up.
Mhm. Yeah, he made a little bit of a leap of faith. But yeah, all in all, you guys will on your where is this thing? On the freaking crew sheet. On the acquires follower, your guys are gonna gain 5 out of 6 slices.
Ooh, nice.
As the ink rakers put in their work to make sure that you guys appear to be a top tier school.
Nice. We're doing it.
As well, you guys can move up 1 status with them for hiring a member of the ink rakers on the staff. If you agree to do that.
Hey,
Is that a question right now? Like,
That is a question right now.
oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, sure.
No worries. Yeah. Within the next few days, you see that several people kind of come and go outside of one small section of classrooms there. You hear the sounds of construction, and you see large pieces of a printing press getting moved inside.
Ooh.
Ooh, modern technology.
And then they put a lock on the door.
Great.
Wow, they're
Trade
smart
secrets
too.
Trade secrets. Yeah, look at these guys. They know how doors work.
Yes,
I like to believe that the door is hard to open after it's the last action that it saw. I would imagine it takes like Marv or like two dudes to open or close the door.
Wait,
Like
sorry.
he's got like you got to
When
like
you say there's
lift really hard and push. Sorry, go on.
Is it? You don't mean a lock on the front door. You mean a lock on the door with the printing press,
with the
right?
printing
Yeah.
press. Yeah. So
Yeah.
this isn't your library.
That makes way more sense.
It's
Yeah, they
Yeah.
they
Okay.
moved
I was
in.
like, that is so stupid. There's a hole in the wall. Okay.
Yeah, no,
it's their
they,
proprietary technology. They gotta protect it.
Yeah.
yeah,
No,
they
that makes way more
renovated
sense.
2 classrooms and basically taken it over. Though they agreed to start teaching journalism classes on your behest. But
Rad.
they have locked you out of one of your classrooms in order to have a printing press there and teach classes about that.
Yeah, that's what they think.
If you want to get in, you can get in, I'm sure.
Exactly.
But
Exactly. But I don't. But I could.
Yeah.
I just want you to know.
you just tell Godwin that one day when you see him. It's like, just so you know, I could get in there.
Hey, just so you know, I
Like-
seen what you guys are doing in there,
I
and
own
I
this
got
house.
What I think it is at one point, Ludes goes and gives him one of the little pieces, like one of the characters
One
from
letter.
my printing press. Just like gives it, it's like, oh, here, you dropped this.
they're just gonna go in there. They're gonna find out they're missing the LUDENS from their press, and he's just got them stacked up on his desk.
Just stamping everything with it.
No, it's just stacked up,
Nice.
so it says Ludes on the front of his desk.
Oh,
Okay.
So yeah, look what I
and-
got. This is a nice decoration here.
And Adam, you did catch me rolling a bit earlier. I was rolling the not the engagement roll, the entanglements roll from the end of
Ooh.
last session.
Ooh,
And I have a
let's get
question for the
entangled.
group. Because I was going to see if the entanglement might make sense given the context of you having like a pretty nosy journalist and you being so forthcoming, but the results I got didn't really work with that. In fact, I'll tell you the results I got.
Ooh.
I got demonic notice.
What, I mean, that could be real interesting. What if the
Or-
journalist is a demon?
Well, to be fair,
Didn't realize that.
I don't know. Or a show of force. Which one of those are you more interested in? And then I'll spread it upon you when you least expect it.
Oh
so
man!
this is about having a news person, not about the
No,
thing we did.
I rolled it while you were talking to the news person in case it made sense to slip in during that scene, and it didn't.
Okay.
So now I'm giving you guys the choice, and I'll slip this in
Later in the session.
later
Just
in the
slip it in.
session.
Oh,
So-
reminded me. I gotta be honest. One of the things about Myre's gun is that it's conspicuous, and if it's used in any operation, we take +1 heat.
Ooh, good to know. I will add that now.
So
but
yeah, I guess Marv walking
Should we
around
say
town with it.
Oh, getting to the spot. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, we do have the goats.
They just
I-
draw more
Sure.
attention to everything. They're screaming goats.
I just won't stop screaming. No,
Just nonstop, all night long. It's impossible to sleep.
all right. So you guys are 1 pip away at this point in time from achieving. You're going back to level 3 wanted level. Just so
Next
you know.
session, Vay gets out and goes directly back into prison.
I'm out. Oh,
So worthwhile because we are going into downtime to consider if you might want to clear some heat, if you want to focus on other things. Don't worry too much about it. But between demonic notice and show of force, and I can elaborate a little bit on what those mean mechanically, if you'd like.
Yeah, what is show of
Just a
force
little.
again?
So show of force we haven't had before. A
Ooh.
faction with whom you have a negative status makes a play against your holdings. Give them 1 claim or go to war. If you have no claims, lose 1 hold instead. But you do have claims. You have several claims.
yeah.
What are the chances they just take a random turf and not like a thing that matters?
Nope, it's it has to be a thing that matters.
Oh.
Or demonic notice is a demon approaches with the crew with a dark offer. Accept their bargain, hide it until it loses interest, or deal with it another way.
Oh, I love it.
I think that one's cooler. I really do. We've been a bit more on the demon side, I feel like, because...
That's okay. I feel like you just got out of war. Going to war sucks.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
It really does. Also, giving up our turf sucks. Dealing with a demon is cool and awesome, and I'm into it.
I love it. I'm going to slip that in a bit, but I think we are ready to start into downtime unless anyone would like to do some role play, some free play, just to talk about, to talk to other people, to do whatever your heart desires.
Heart wants what it wants.
Yeah, Adam, what does your heart want?
My heart wants to have a conversation with CJ's heart, but I think more pressingly, my bladder wants to have a conversation with the Albano.
All right. So
you guys do something. I'm gonna go pee.
That was the fanciest
5.
way I've heard anyone say that I gotta take a piss. So we'll go over to Ethan. Ethan, what is Vay doing during this downtime? You owe someone a favor in prison.
I do.
I believe he asked you to kill someone. Did he not?
No, it was a hand, and Vay used his cunning to talk him down to 2 fingers. And
he
so
did say a thumb and a pinky. Yeah.
he was specific on the fingers, but I mean, I don't know how specific matters if you give them 2 fingers and they're not the right fingers, you know.
Like maybe he just had a really long pinky finger. You don't know.
But you can go check the hand. Like, the evidence is there.
We wrapped up. Don't worry about it. Shut up.
Yeah.
But yes. So I was thinking about this one, and I think what's been happening with this is, you know, Vay went and he had this conversation, and you know, since then there's been some downtime, and like you mentioned, you know, there's been kind of some of this, you know, dropping some blood onto the quill and kind of writing out the different adventures and kind of, you know, a bit of a, you know, gospel of, or the book of Vay, you know, that type of writing going on. And so I want to run this by you, and you can say no if you want, but what I wanted to do is I want to have it so that, you know, some of this writing that happens isn't all happening necessarily while Vay is conscious. And so some of it's kind of going in and taking some notes, but then at other times it's very much, you know, going to sleep or, you know, just not remembering pieces and going in and just seeing bits of this book that are just kind of writing themselves. And so kind of similar to like when it first kind of kicked off. And more recently, what's been happening is that Vay has started to notice that some of the notes and some of the comments coming in are actually not things that have happened, but with the Eye of Kotar seem to be things that are going to be happening. And so up until now, Vay has been somewhat unsure. You know, he kind of went and just went, oh, yeah, like, you know, the hand's a bit much. Why don't we like downplay it? But he's kind of been sitting on it, you know, like you mentioned. 2 fingers is a lot for a few meals. You know, it isn't really the most fair. But recently, you know, Vay has gone in and has looked at the book. And I want to say that cutting off the fingers has been in the book. And so very much kind of going, oh, well, I guess I have to do it.
Okay. I would roll this in as one of your downtime actions if you want a mechanical benefit as well as to pay off this. And so I would argue it could be to reduce heat. Some of the heat is coming from you drawing too much attention within the prison, we can say. It could also be as part of a long-term project in order to appease your god. It could be anything, really. Maybe to acquire another asset.
Long-term
project?
Yeah, well, so yeah, it's I guess it would be long-term project it's either appeasing the god, which I do like, or I'm like, no, I guess rituals kind of dives into a whole other dynamic of things. So, well, I mean, I guess this is a ritual, right? Appeasing a god is very much, it feels like it falls underneath that.
Though rituals are a lot like crafting, and like I would have to start levying like huge amounts of stress against you if you wanted to do a ritual where there's a benefit at the end.
I see. So, I guess, does appeasing God have like, I guess it's like a smaller benefit is what we're saying, right? Like ritual is like when you finish it, you get like, new skill ability, where this is more of like, he's a little happier and that'll come back and pay it some way.
Yeah. I would like to point out on the cruise sheet that there is a clock called Shadow Man, which I don't think I've actually really talked about very much on the show. I've been running it in the background. It's been a very subtle affair. It is currently at 3 out of 8 segments.
It doesn't sound good.
Yeah, I have nothing else to say about it other than that it's there and that there are 3 out of 8 segments there.
Great.
Go ahead and make a roll to take this man's fingers.
Wait, what did I just walk into?
You took into a man taking another man's fingers. You have to listen to the episode, Adam. That's what you get for agreeing.
I always do, baby.
All right. Is this risky? Controlled? How much does this how attached is this person to their fingers?
I think they're on there. I think they're straight up attached, ligaments and everything.
Yeah. I think this is risky. This person might be well connected. You don't really know much about who this person is.
I see.
Might be well connected to the fingers.
I am going to push myself.
I'm also going to give you a devil's bargain, which is that you will succeed because you have foretold it in the book. The risk is to see the aftermath, not whether or not you will succeed.
Yeah, I'm like, your devil's bargain didn't say there was no devil part, or there was no bargain. It was just like, it will work. ... Well,
I think there's
a secret but at the end.
I got a secret.
That is the devil's.
Secret
that's
butt.
the devil's bargain. It's not enticing if I tell you the whole story. That's the devil part.
I think I'm just gonna push myself. I feel like I can do this. I think
No worries.
it is foretold.
Okay.
I don't. And I'm like, I feel like I need to use more stress before using the bargains. Like that's one of those that's like it's a lower currency.
I don't know.
Oh!
And it is 2 6s and a 5.
He gives you the fingers.
So you you do spend a little bit of time following this man, learning a bit about him, maybe before you attack him. What's his name? He goes by Monger. No, not Monger, Mongrel. Because the other one sounds a bit like a slur, and that's not what I'm trying to say. No, he goes by Mongrel. He is probably about 30, give or take. He doesn't look too bad, but he's thin. He's got farming muscles. Those kind of like that thin frame, but like those big ropey muscles, very clearly comes from some kind of laboring background.
Like a farmer.
Like a farmer. You do learn that he is incredibly disliked within the prison. That one of the reasons why he even had to beg for food in the first place is because people often pick on him and take his meals from him.
I love when you like write out the sob story. How long does he have in prison?
He's going to be here for the rest of his life. You do find out that he murdered a child.
Oh, well, okay, that helps. But the child was evil. You're like,
oh. But the child was Hitler.
Yeah, and you do find out that he isn't here for infanticide specifically. I won't elaborate more than that.
I'm gonna hijack this. That's my wife's favorite word, is infanticide. Not because she likes killing babies, but she just likes the way it sounds. And like anytime it comes up, she goes like infanticide, and like it's fucking hilarious. So sorry, that's all. She's nuts. Go on.
No worries.
Infanticide.
But
Yeah,
yes,
so-
go ahead and describe how you managed to get this guy's fingers.
Yeah. So at the beginning, I think Faye's gonna go, and he's gonna start talking to him and kind of get the story, get just like a bit of a history and kind of talk to, and at the same time, it's like I was just talking where like there's been guys around the block, and they've been saying that you've been taking food and not paying back, and it can really put you in a bad spot. And I get it, and I've been there. I've been at a spot where like the world's really kind of knocking you down, and I've definitely found that I've found a sense of respite when it comes into faith. And at this point, Vay's gonna have he's gonna have his book with him, and just kind of start talking through and kind of presenting a few of the stories. And before you know it, both of them have ended up back at the church, basically at the door. And Vay's gonna be there and just gonna talk and just be like, well, like I think you have a choice to make. You can continue to just kind of be in this world by yourself and trying to navigate, this prison this hellhole of a prison, really. Or, you could come join us, and you could come join a community of, other like-minded individuals who, try to support each other. And Vay will kind of give him that option and walk into the door and let him choose to come in. And so, because I've rolled and it's been crit and all that, he comes in, and at that point it's going to be lights are dim and kind of hooded people in there, and he's going to be kind of walking down the center of the aisle. And Vay is going to be on the pulpit and just kind of talking through of we've got another I'm like, gosh, I want to avoid like sheep and wolf, and like I'm like, how do I like make a religion but not make it super Christian? You know
what? Imagery that has been seen in your visions and Myre's visions are
trees and goats and
birds,
snakes.
Trees, snakes,
sun.
Yes.
A willow tree.
Hagfish. Bugs.
Yes. And so, we see another kid approach, and,
Nice.
we so young and so ready to sit in the light of our gods and feel the warmth while being able to eat from the bountiful trees that are so laid out by giant snakes.
Big snakes. Big snakes.
Big snakes all over the place, and
There
it
you
makes the
go.
trees grow, and we eat from its fruit, and we are thankful. And then he's gonna ask him, like, do you choose to leave your old life and come join us and live in the warmth of the we don't call it do we call it the sun? We have it like a different name, or
The
A
soul.
big glowy ball.
oh, I guess the soul. Yeah. The warmth of the soul. That's cool. And so, yeah, with that, he's gonna walk up, and there'll be a nice little ceremonial kris or dagger there at the altar. And right beforehand, Vay's gonna take it, and it's like, keeper of the hidden knowledge, guardians of secret long lost, we offer unto you this tribute, and accept this token of flesh and witness our devotion as we seal a pact. And I'm just gonna take the fingers and
we fade
bandage
to
him
black. Yeah. You do bandage him up and he survives, but we the camera just kind of sees we just kind of like for close up very closely on like a pool of blood on the floor and like a thumb just lying on the stone thing. One of your followers collects these offerings of flesh and throws them into the hearth.
I imagine they pick it up like thumb and forefinger. They pick it up and they're like, ugh. Just toss it.
They throw the fingers in, and we go across the city to where Jacob Bridgewater is sitting currently. Where is Jacob right now?
At this point, am I at total liberty to make up whatever the fuck I feel like?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah,
what
dude.
a cool game.
Oh, yeah. I love that. He is... Where's my big old map? Let's go and see where he's at this point. When this loads.
About Coleridge.
Oh, boy. That's not where I was thinking.
Oh, no?
No. Oh, no.
I just picked a random page.
You nailed it. But not the right thing. Where's that ministry building?
The Ministry of Preservation is in White
Carter Hall. Oh.
The Ministry of Preservation is in White Crown.
Okay.
What the Ministry of Preservation is, and this might understand, they're a museum, and they preserve artifacts of old, and they kind of tell the stories of before the Cataclysm, but they're also responsible for allocating resources. They're like the representative or the treasury of the federal government.
Okay.
That's kind of like their role is.
Where's White
White Crown is at the very top.
Pardon me.
And at the very top, to the far north.
I see.
That's the lighthouse. I'm zoomed in a bit to take a quick look around to see if I can find the actual building on here.
I'm also zoomed in right with you.
That's the Lord Governor's mansion and his forest. We're not there, but a little bit south. I believe it's one of the...
Sure.
Yeah, we'll say it's this building right here.
Okay. So
which is a large compound. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, I'll describe it a little bit. It's a large compound.
Please.
It's a 3-story building, ornately decorated. On the left-hand side is like kind of like a tall building with a dome. You can see silhouettes of people. It looks like there's like armed guardsmen up there. You also see kind of off to the right-hand side, off in the distance, cavorting and laughter as there seems to be some sort of gala occurring within the museum wing of the Ministry of Preservation. There are random patrols of Imperial Guardsmen.
Okay.
There seems to be a lot more of them since the election day. I don't know if that's something Jacob would notice, but that has been true.
Okay. So he is across from there. It looks like Swancrest Avenue is that main drag that way. And across there's a thing called the Parapet. He is currently...
Yes.
On the roof of one of these buildings over there. I'm guessing these are some kind of houses. And it's like... the roof, it's like a thing where there's like roof access, and there's like a little kind of almost like a patio kind of situation on the roof of this building, and he's up there and he's crouched down and he's smoking. He's got a little pipe smoking, and he's looking at the building, and he's in that yellow robe still, and it's raining. It's getting starting to get real cold. We're getting towards wintertime, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's like
So
that
very close to
cold,
winter.
almost freezing rain, where it's just warm enough that it doesn't actually stay on the ground like slush. And it's he's got the hood pulled up. Crack of lightning illuminates his face beyond what you can see from the embers burning in his pipe, and it looks like this dude hasn't slept in a long time. Looks like he hasn't been eaten. He's all thin and his eyes are sunken, and they're all bloodshot. He's got a twitchy eyelid. It's real intense. Just watching.
And as your hand instinctively, maybe just to seek a hint of warmth, reaches into the pocket of the robe, you pull out a thumb and a pinky finger.
He holds him in his palm. Closes his fist around him, holds him to his chest for a moment, gives a subtle nod, and jumps off the roof. And the roof, I'm guessing, it's on top of the first story. It's not like a 3-story thing. He's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
It's like maybe like 8 feet down.
That'd be a
It's
heck
just
of a
enough
way
that's
to end it.
Yeah. And then he dies. The end. No, he jumps down. Off camera. Something's happening.
And so with that critical success, you did manage to fill out the Shadow Man box.
Did we want to fill out that?
I'm like, oh.
I feel like that's something we don't want.
Well, so I'm going to tell you what I decided that is, because there's something that you guys were excited about, that you liked, that you thought you wanted to wait for the right time, that I also really liked and wanted to make sure was available.
Oh.
There's a special ability for the cult crew called Glory Incarnate. And I thought that when you perform certain activities that your god deemed particularly impressive or like really aligned with what I understand the god to want and desire, I would mark off sections of it, and that you could also choose to make it a long-term project. And when you described what you've done, Ethan, and because you did it so well, you have given the crew the ability Glory Incarnate.
Oh,
if
boy.
If anyone wants to read what that does, and that is at no cost to you.
Oh, it's passing the savings right onto our souls. Get it? Double
Glory
entendre.
really quick.
Glory Incarnate, your deity sometimes manifests in the physical world. This can be a great boon, but the priorities and values of a god are not those of mortals. You have been warned.
Yeah.
It warns you in the book. Oh, boy.
Yes. And so that's why I was like, you know what? That one is enough of a boon and a bane that I don't think you should spend points to get it. I think you should earn it. And today you have. So good job, Ethan.
Thanks, I guess.
2-finger discount.
Usually these things cost you an arm and a leg. Hey.
Oh my god, all right, you're out of here. That's the line.
And before you painted the porcelain yellow there, you mentioned that you wanted to have a conversation with Myre's heart. I think now is as good a time as any to have that conversation.
Yeah.
Go ahead and set the scene.
Oh man. So, Myre, what kind of thing do you do privately?
If she's not doing the lecture, she's usually on her own, just kind of holed up in her own room, either like working on something or actually lately she's like reading. So like whatever room the workshop is now full of books, and it's like organized in a certain way that she knows. But like if you walk in, you're not gonna be like what the heck is this? And it's like, well that's the pile of this and this, and that's the pile of that and that, and over there on that table is that. It's like, what?
It's like a hoarder. It's like, don't move that.
Yeah.
Don't move that pile.
No!
Like,
My whole system.
Yeah. Oof. What's she reading?
Basically Well, now she's got that new book from her dad. So I think that's the new book that she's reading in. But it's basically all the theology books that were in this library is now in her room.
Okay. So as you're reading this book from your dad, it's when Lude, from behind you, hand on the shoulder. Ah! Yeah. Sorry, I keep forgetting that people don't like that.
Honestly, Lude, I was about to pull a dagger and stab you.
Yeah, I mean, wouldn't be the first time it's happened. Hey, I need to talk to you about something. It's a little bit, I don't know, but what the hell's been going on? I mean, like, people keep coming in here trying to, like, snatch you up and no.
Well, it was only 2 times. I mean, that's not all the time, just twice.
I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot of times, and it's, it's not like I mean, I'm not worried about, people coming in here. People coming in here all the time, whatever. I don't care.
They really do. But we don't have a door.
I mean, it's like we don't, we got a door, but,
there's also, people don't use it.
There's also like a hole in the wall, I mean, that door, I don't know if you tried to move it, but it's not real easy to move. It's very heavy. But, I mean, that's not, that's not the thing. That's not the thing. And, I don't like the people trying to hurt my friends, and I worry about you, and I just I want to make sure you're okay, because it's been trying times, and
Yes, well, look, I'm fairly certain now that this kidnapping business is behind us. I think we gave a big enough of a warning to those Echo Whispers, whatever the fuck their name is. I don't give a shit about them. I don't think any of us give a shit about them. And the one who called that hit is now dead in the library. So, all's go well that ends well.
That's another thing I wanted to talk to you about. I saw you kill that guy. That's not that's not you. I mean, I know we've been getting into some weird stuff lately, and things are hard, and but I don't think you should. You killed that guy. I mean, who was that guy even? That he came in here and he tried to take you away, and who was that guy? Why would he do that? Why are these people trying to take you? I mean, it's
it's a bit of a complicated mess. I'm not sure I particularly want to get into this. Why can't we just keep going back to when we ignore each other?
Hey, I mean, maybe ignore me. That's normal. But I have been ignoring you. I've been watching you. I mean that sounds kind of weird. I mean, like sounds a
little weird, but I know you're weird, so it's okay.
Yeah. But
look, I don't know why you're so suddenly now you're all up in arms about death. Everyone seemed pretty fine when I blew up the prison. That's the name of the word.
I mean, you didn't kill anybody. I mean, did you? I mean, like, that wasn't...
I would argue not directly. I agree. I'm normally a good distance away from any potential deaths that may occur.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes things happen, but like that was, you did it. That was intentional. I saw it. I saw the look in your eyes when you. Hey, what was that thing that you made? I mean, is that why you made the thing? Did you make the thing to kill that guy? Do you know that guy?
I think maybe a little bit was for him, just a little bit. If I'm going to make a weapon, I feel like I should. That's a perfect. All right, yes, I know who that man was, and I assure you, he deserved every bit of agony that weapon gave him.
Did the guy do something to you? I mean, like, it's... I don't know. I mean, it's...
All right, fine. That was my father. Are you happy now?
What do you mean?
I mean, I have the unfortunate circumstance of having blood relations to that man. Does this make you happy? Is that what you wanted to hear?
This is... What? You killed your father?
And as I said, he deserved every second of it. And I wish I had the power when I was younger to do it sooner.
You don't mean that. You don't know what that's like. You don't know what that's like. You don't know what that's like. I can't believe you kill your own father. I mean, that's, I mean, not everybody's got one of those. It's,
Sometimes I wish I didn't.
You don't even know. I mean, I don't know what that guy did.
You don't even know. Don't pretend like you suddenly understand my life just because I say I had a father. And suddenly, that's all peaches and roses. No. If we have those in this world.
I have a father too. I don't know the guy. I mean, he got locked up when I was little, and it was just it's me and my mom for a while. I mean, you got a mom? Is she still out there?
I did not grow up with a mother. I assumed there was one, and he was calling that vampire creature his love, so there's maybe some weird stuff there.
Wait. The vampire was your... What?
Look, do I look like I'm half vampire too? I don't think so. I don't fully understand it.
I don't know how that works.
I don't know how it works either.
Look, it's it's gonna be what it's gonna be, but just be careful out there, okay? I mean, like, don't I love you. Like, I mean, not like that, not like that.
Okay,
I mean, like, you're fine.
I mean,
not like that. No.
Oh, God,
I mean,
okay.
you're. It's not. You're not ugly. But like, it's not. That's not what I. Your hair, but I mean, that's not what I mean. That's not what I mean. I like. I did
that to my hair myself. I know. It's rough. It's growing out. It's getting there.
Yeah, it's pretty awful. But it's not what I mean. I mean, it's like a, kind of like I guess I was gonna say family, but I don't know if I want to feel like family if you're gonna fucking kill me. But it's
look, that man was no family to me. He made my life growing up excruciating pain, and I'm reluctant to tell you about this because every second I have to remember that it makes me want to stab something, and I don't want to stab you. How about that? Does that make you feel better? I don't want to stab you, Ludes.
It's the nicest thing anybody's ever said to me. Ever. But, it's, I forgot what I was about to say, but, yeah. All right. You don't have to tell me nothing. That's fine. But, sometimes, life is just that way. It's you can't always, put it on somebody else, or I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but
I understand you're concerned about my mental well-being, and maybe I haven't been all there lately, but if you understood half of what I went through, you would have done it too.
I don't know. No, man. I don't know. Well, we got some new teachers coming in, and there's this machine that I think you might be interested in, but the door's locked. If you ever want to get in there, just let me know, and I'll get you in there, okay? And just be careful out there, and don't forget who you are, okay?
Oh,
right, I'm just gonna.
She's like
and then
nervously
he
shifting
vanishes.
her.
He vanishes.
Oh well, that answers that question for me. All right.
I love it. And I think that's a good moment. That's a good time for us to take our break. On that almost touching moment between Ludes and Myre.
No touching.
Probably no touching.
No
very
hetero.
sibling type awkwardness in that chat. So it definitely felt like it hit on a few points.
No head row. That's fucking hilarious.
So ladies and gentlemen at home, don't be heterosexual. I think that's really the story that we're trying to tell here.
Take that idea, throw it in the trash. Just don't touch anybody. Never.
Yeah, don't touch anyone, and enjoy some RC Cola. You can touch that. If you need something supportive and wonderful in your life, drink more RC Cola. And we will be back in just a short moment.
Supportive, wonderful, and discount. Wow, it's got everything.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back. I got a brief story before we get back into Bleeds in the Dark and some fun, awesome, good times. I'm going to tell you a sad story about complicated man. His name was Dr. Freed. If you've ever seen the show Kenny versus Spenny, there is a fucking questionable. There is a questionable ass doctor that they go to ask questions and to get prescriptions for things that really they probably shouldn't be giving to each other, but they do. That man, Dr. Freed, was my family doctor. And he died. He died a few years back, and ever since then, I've not been able to find a family doctor, partially because I keep moving. I'm on the wait list for so long that like I'll end up leaving the area and have to get put on a new wait list. And so I haven't had a doctor in 9 years.
Oh my God. That's a long time.
Yeah. Yeah, I have not seen a doctor in 9 years, and I am not healthy as a horse. I'm struggling
I'm a horse.
Immensely. But I'm figuring it out one day at a time. But yes, yeah, Dr. Freed from Kenny vs. Spenny. If you haven't seen Kenny vs. Spenny, you can watch it on YouTube. That shit is both hilarious and genuinely concerning when you realize that they actually did half the shit they did. Feeding each other LSD without the other one knowing while they're trying to wear octopuses on their heads. Very concerning stuff. But
surprise
also
LSD is not the way to go.
There's a horror movie I love, and I always forget the title of it, but I watched it like years ago, and I love it. I love it. The whole premise is that someone spikes the punch with LSD without telling anyone, and then it immediately becomes a horror movie while everyone's just fucking freaking out because like the world's melting. Then and it's wild. It's also a very accurate depiction of what it's like to be on LSD. Not that I would know, because that's illegal. And I don't do that. I don't commit crimes unless they're fun and cool. But you know who does commit crimes, regardless of how fun or cool they are? Catherine Zeta-Jones. No, I'm kidding. Well, she probably does, but no, we'll go with CJ. CJ. We got some downtime. We got some free play. What are you up to? What are you up to these days?
Yeah, well, like I said, Shiova does a little grocery shopping, and then she's gonna do something with those groceries.
Nice.
Gonna make some nice because I think we established they make like bug bread, so it's gonna be like kind of like a bug scone kind of thing. So it's like a treat, but it's like wait. Still like what?
I'm gonna make this a mechanics thing because this is an RPG and we're not rolling enough.
That's true.
Make a lifestyle roll for Shiova. Okay.
That's how many.
Let's see what kind of. That's how many full rows of stash that Shiova has.
She doesn't even have. She does have one full row.
She has one because I did when we last got the crew upgrade thing, I did throw on 4 more for her.
Oh, thank you.
So
It's...
she gets 1 die. Make a fortune roll with 1 die.
I'm trying to figure out where on the thing. I guess it'll just be a fortune roll.
Yeah. Yeah, this piss poor like quality, like it's bug loaf, but like you wish this was made of like real bugs.
Oh,
This
man.
is
Simulate
Artificial
bug.
bugs.
High fructose bug syrup.
Simulate chicken bug.
Simulate bug.
yeah, the quality of ingredients that you managed to get are questionable at best, but it's what you can afford.
Damn. Not getting that tenure. Well, she does the best anyway, doing some cooking.
Yeah. And
Another
what's
roll.
I don't know, do you want to? Do you feel like there's a risk associated with making poor quality bread?
It was always going to be mid-quality bread. Story-wise, it was
Okay.
always going to be mid-bread.
Okay. Yeah, it's mid bread, and we'll say because of the low fortune roll, it's a little crunchier than you would like your bread to be. But it's still edible. It's still a little bit sweet. You know, you managed to bring out the best of what those bugs had to offer. And where do you take it?
Gonna take a trip to the old prison once again, forgetting its name.
Iron.
Iron Hook.
Iron Hook.
Yeah, you head to Iron Hook Prison. Shiova possessing the body of this. It's Shiova who's taking it, right?
Take her there, but then the girl will be I think like Shiova will be like talking up the guards because the girl's way too scared to do that. But
Fair enough. So
once
they
she
go
gets
together.
in, yeah.
Yeah.
They always go together.
Mm-hmm. And we'll say, I'm assuming you're going to visit Vey.
Yes, we gotta go visit Vey.
So Vey, a guard storms into your room, and he's like, "You got a visitor," and he seems excited for you because that's just the kind of man he is.
Right?
Hey, you'll never guess. It's a girl.
The guard who likes to kind of get into the lives of the prisoners, and it's just like, oh,
Drama.
do you know her? Like, how long have you known? Like,
I didn't know you had a girlfriend. Oh my god.
I imagine, they walking towards the visitor center, and the guard is just like he's a little excited. He keeps kind of looking back, and he's like, oh boy.
And you open up the door. You're in a room where there's like bars. Like there's like a desk that you can each sit on either side of, and then there's like bars with like that are so close together that you would not be able to stick a hand through it necessarily. If you want to give something to Bay, you have to give it to the guard first.
Okay.
Meaning that if you're trying to sneak something into the prison, you will need to make a roll.
She received no instruction to sneak anything into the prison.
Of course. I just want to be clear.
Yeah.
For
next time, maybe.
Yeah. But yes. You do hand off this mid bread, I believe is the way you described it.
Yes. I'm sure it is all broken too. Like it's broken and missing some pieces. Like she made a lot, but now there's not many because first they broke it apart. So like, you're not hiding anything in the bread, are you? And they just broke it apart. They're like, okay, clears out. And they just started eating it. The guards.
Yeah. Yeah, you get...
They skimmed off a few to like, okay, if you're going to take this into the seat for the prisoner, then we're going to take a couple.
Yeah.
You got to test it.
It's very sad mid-bread.
Yeah. They would have eaten more of it, but it wasn't that good. So they, you
Yeah.
get a little bit more than half.
One bite mark. Yeah.
Yeah. So you do get some bread. You get a visitor. Have at her.
Oh, hello. It's nice to see someone from the outside. It's I'm surprised more people haven't come and visit, but
No.
Oh, it's just everyone seems really busy. I'm sure that's why. I'm sure they all want to come see you. I'm sorry that you ended up in here and everything, because I feel like I should have said something when they took you away, but then Shiova said I shouldn't interfere.
well, I don't blame any person individually. It's kind of just, life comes and it hits you. And really, you might think of it as a box, but to be honest, it's probably opened up more doors here on the inside than I had on the outside. So it's funny that where my body is incarcerated, but from a spiritual perspective, I've never felt closer to soul.
It does seem like you're doing pretty well. I saw there was the ink, right? He visited. He came and talked with Shiova. So he was talking around the library.
Oh, well, that's good. Good for Godwin. No, he's a good kid. Consider myself extremely rude, and I know we've talked multiple times, but I never actually caught your name, and I've been referring to you as Shiova.
She immediately droops, like her whole face just kind of like she was kind of like a little nervously happy, and then just immediately cold, just like oh.
It's just like, and I just want to make a point of getting to know you a little better, because I really do appreciate you coming around and baking me this delicious bread. And when he says that he's gonna take a bite, and it's gonna be a lot longer, and it's just a bit of a pause for like maybe about half a minute, and then he's just gonna chew it.
So long.
And as you bite, you just hear the crunching sound kind of echo within your ears as you bite through like a beetle's carapace.
And it's crunchy the whole time. It never stops being crunchy.
Ethan, I'm gonna make you do a PvP roll here.
Ooh.
Okay.
I think that this is a moment as you take a bite of this. I want you to make an insight resistance roll. No stress, but I just want to see if you succeed, pass, or fail with a consequence. So yeah, you succeed with the consequence. And so it's this moment where you do not know her name, but you know that you've tasted bread like this before. Back in the Imperial capital. A small bakery across the street from the rail jockey offices that your father used to work at. They had a tendency to use beetle carapaces at the core of their bread as well.
Why?
Because it's what they could afford, Adam.
Okay,
life
fair.
is hard.
I get it. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm the asshole.
You're feeding people bugs, and somehow I'm the asshole. But yes, you remember the taste of the bread. You still do not remember her name.
She is like completely wilted, just like running her hands. No, like you're right. It's stupid of me to have thought that. What? Who would remember something like that? It's fine. My name is Carissa Danfield.
It's so much more normal than I expected.
You do remember the Danfields. Carissa, I don't know who Carissa is. You think to yourself. But I remember what's Carissa's parents' names? His mom in particular. I feel
Chris
like
and Melissa.
Melissa? Oh yeah, no, I like that. Melissa.
Yeah,
Melissa Danfield.
Melissa Danfield was the proprietor of a bakery that you frequented.
Oh, the bakery, just at Imperial City. I'll tell you, I lose myself sometimes in in all the events going on, but no, this is definitely bringing back memories. I can tell you bake just like your mother. It's really good.
Oh, you don't have to say that.
So what had you what brought you all the way over to Doskvol?
Yeah, I guess that's a fair question. I guess the simple answer is Shiova. It's not you know how the Imperial City is about spirits and all that. like she lowers her voice a little, looking at the guards. Shifty, I just spirits. And it was a little hard to keep a low profile for a while, so we had to get out of town.
Yes, it's Imperial City is not very abiding to those who aren't those who don't fit the mold. But no, it brings back memories having bug scones like this. It really does bring me back.
I mean, I mean, I know you're just a nice person, and you were nice back then too. You don't have to pretend. I know I'm not that very memorable. I mean, maybe it's a good thing you don't remember things people used to say, but I don't know. Maybe I'm talking too much. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have come here without saying anything. I didn't know if I could tell you beforehand.
No, I understand. It's awkward and weird, and I made it more awkward, not recognizing you immediately. But I mean, I'll be honest. It's we grow up, and it's quick not to be the same person you were 10, 15 years ago. But no, I'm happy you came, and if you could definitely send a message in person, of course. I mean, there's always talking through the waters, but it's a little more personal.
Oh, right. Shiova mentioned something about how that one boy got dunked in the water.
Yes, but maybe just a personal message out to everyone else at the school that my door is open, and they are more than welcome to come visit whenever they find time. They can't all be quite as punctual as you.
I don't know, if you guys you probably continue to have a pretty stilted conversation. It's a little awkward, but it's the best conversation you've had with someone who doesn't look like they might try to kill you in a while. So that's nice. But I guess Carissa, when you return back to the library, do you pass along his message? Perhaps to Lutz.
First, she's just gonna I don't know, go in a corner somewhere, just be like. And then just kind of like pace for a minute and then be like, okay, right. He told me to go tell someone. And then, I think she assumes Lutz, Lutz is the dean. So she goes to Lutz nervously. She's like, oh no, do I go to him? That seems like the person I tell.
So
like, no, wait. She's like, wait, do I go to him? Like, wait, Shiova, you tell him. She's like, oh, you tell him. So she's standing in front of the door for a very long time trying to get the ghost to possess her.
Come on. She's like open her mouth like, get in here. Get in here.
No, you take over. Take the joystick, please.
And maybe that's what you walk into, Lutz. Like you just open up the door to go to use the bathroom and she's just standing there. And you can feel that like fear aura coming off of the spirit beside her.
No, the spirit, like Shiova is like always in her. It's just sometimes she lets her take control.
Okay, fair enough. So no fear aura for you, Lutz.
Okay.
You just see Shiova standing there.
In fear.
He
in fear.
Lutz opens the door, and then he goes, and he closes it real quick. If you're really quick, you may have noticed he wasn't wearing pants. And then he opens the door a moment later, and he's got pants on. He's like, "Hey, sorry about that. I was kind of, I figured where I was going. I didn't need pants, so I'm sorry."
Wait,
what?
Where did you go? That shit. Oh, okay, yeah, sorry.
What do you want? What's going on?
Oh, okay. I was supposed to tell you that they would appreciate if people came to visit him. Right,
oh, fuck. Yeah. That since I feel like a monster. Oh, okay.
Also, know that it's totally fair not to visit, and it could just be like that whole that call you have to make to a family member where you're like, oh, I should have done it last week. Well, I don't really. And you just keep deferring it for weeks and weeks, and
gotta remember to do that.
6 months later.
Yeah. What do you mean he died in jail 6 months ago? How long's he been in there? 3 years? Oh man, I could have sworn it was a couple of weeks. Oh, but no, he's like, I got some important business I gotta take care of. If you don't mind, I gotta kind of, and he starts to shimmy sideways to get past her, and he's like, I'll catch you in a little bit. I gotta go.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, go.
He hurries to the bathroom.
Gonna go paint that porcelain.
Yeah, paint it yellow. Drink more water. But yeah, I guess I'll ask CJ. Is there any downtime actions you would like to take just while
actual actions? Oh.
Yeah.
Well, Myre's
I'm happy to
super full of stress.
Oh my.
So I feel like I need to take care of that. But I feel like sniffing books ain't enough. I feel like she's twice in her life now. She's gotten a little bit of that trance powder.
Oh boy!
And she knows her friends got the hookup.
Ooh, you go to see Stasia.
Yeah, Stasia's got the stash.
Yeah. So go ahead and do your vice roll. Give yourself one additional die. You would probably, you're going to roll resolve.
Resolve +1.
Yeah.
Come on, baby. Yeah, I'll take that 6.
Yep, you clear 6
Nice.
stress.
1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Oh, beautiful. This looks like the start of a beautiful new addiction.
Yeah. Stasia is like, ooh. I've had one of those nights.
Yes, it's been one of those weeks. I could really fucking use something.
And you want to go for the trance powder, or do you want something that'll help you focus, like the Doskvol version of Adderall?
I want to fucking forget and not exist for a couple hours.
Oh, I see. I see. And so she pulls out like a very, very small vial of like a powder. She puts it into a pipe and she helps you to smoke it. As you inhale, what is Myre's like favorite like story, like as a child, like a fairy tale?
It probably be something akin to Cinderella, where like being a good child in a terrible home, and then someone comes and whisks her away.
And so as you kind of hear like Astasia kind of giggle, that giggle kind of echoes out and it becomes all encompassing until like the noise turns like a bright violet. And you just kind of open your eyes, except that you didn't open your eyes, but you're looking around and it's just this like dirty, desolate home, and you are sweeping and you're doing these things, and all of a sudden like this like giant like pink and like fluorescent green creature kind of emerges and starts to wave a wand, except that it has like an unlimited number of hands. And you just have this moment where like that fantasy comes to life, but like as your brain is trying to make patterns, you're realizing that like for the first time in your life, like your brain is just doing the work itself, and it's projecting these images, and even though they make no sense if you were to try and describe them, they make you laugh. They make you like feel genuine joy, perhaps for the first time in your life. I don't know. I don't know if Myre has had moments of true joy. I'm sure she's had many moments of accomplishment. But you do experience joy and you almost euphoria at just this scene plays out of that traditional Cinderella story. But like instead of like mice turning into horses, it's like giant piles of gerbils exploding into marbles, and then you kind of like roll your way to the ball. And you can feel it on your skin, and you realize that as you start to sober up, that you actually have like tears streaming down your face because you were so happy for the first time in your life. And all that to say that if you want to, you could switch your vice to stupor.
I think she's definitely going to start chasing that high.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, don't do drugs, guys.
Don't do drugs, guys.
Yeah. They're definitely not awesome.
To love books, and now she just wants trans powder.
Yep.
Sniffing books ain't enough. She gotta sniff that powder.
Oh boy.
But yes, you find out that even though it felt like that probably was like days, even like it's only been about 7 minutes. As you start to sober up, you're just blinking, and like you can kind of see. So this is a real thing. If you do DMT,
I was wondering if you were going to call out the PSA of like how you're just kind of talking about real drugs right now.
Yeah. If you do DMT, one of the side effects is that you can see alpha radiation for about 5 minutes as you start to come down off of it, which means that you can basically see UV light.
Wait,
and
what? Is it real?
That is real.
Wow.
How the hell does that work?
I don't know, but it's true.
Okay.
Yeah. So yes, you have this moment where like you are actually physically able to see like kind of like areas of light and not light, and it's like this like kind of almost ethereal purple, and as you start to like come back into yourself, that slowly goes away.
I think she
Don't
would
do
have been
drugs.
Yeah. She'll be like, oh shit, what the fuck is that? Trying to like go for it. Like even though she's still half loopy, just kind of falls off the couch trying to like get close to make scientific observations and then just clatters to the ground.
But yes, that was a hell of a high. You had a good time.
High. That was a great time.
Yeah. Cleared 6 stress. You could have only done like marginally better. I believe
Right?
if you crit, you actually just clear all your stress automatically without overindulging.
Oh.
Oh.
I haven't had that this whole game.
Yeah.
Which is something where if you have a lot of skills, like if you kind of put 1 pip in every skill in the game, in theory, you're almost more likely to crit than fail. So people will actually go out of their way, even if they only have like 1 stress to indulge their vice. On that note, because I believe all except for maybe 1 character, or a couple characters, anyone who has a trauma or a gloom, if you're a spirit character, you need to indulge your vice, or else you will gain 2 stress.
That's right.
Okay. Let's. I'm just gonna make Lude's party up.
All right, Lutz, give me that party roll.
Party.
All right. So let's go with this thing where it says indulge vice. He's got 4 on.
Oh my!
Oh boy! Here we go. Woo, baby!
Cleared 4.
Double
That's
4.
2 4s on 2 dice. So yeah. Where are you partying today? Who are you taking with you? Or what are you doing?
Oh man. No, he's going. He's going off on his own. He had a hard time after that conversation, and it dug up some unpleasant memories, and he decided to go for a walk outside. It's starting to get cold, so he saw the frosty breath and was like, yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna stop doing this for a little bit. And he goes into his office, and he opens up the drawer, and the bottom of the drawer falls out. And he's like, God damn it, not that one. And he opens up another drawer, and inside there's a book, and he opens the book, and inside is it's hollowed out, and it's got his morphine in there. He's like, there she is. Okay. Let me lock the door. And he just kicks the door shut and then pushes a bunch of crap in front of it and sits back in his chair and spikes one.
And yeah, the aches and the pains and the thoughts, they all kind of slow down and they just kind of come to an end. Not forever, but just long enough for you to truly feel at peace. You managed to clear exactly all of your stress. Anything cool happen? Or is it just you kind of pass out because you're on morphine?
Nothing cool happens. No, he's just doing some morphine. It's sad.
Nothing cool happens when you do drugs. Remember that, kids.
I actually think
it's very sad.
It is sad, but I think that this kind of, you're brought out of this blissful moment as you kind of do achieve peace by Godwin clearing his throat. What I'm trying to suggest is that this is what you were doing when he came to you the first time.
That really lines up.
Hey, you a new student or something? There it goes.
All right, now in post, Aaron, you got to take that part and you got to splice
back
that
over.
in.
I actually think he nailed the line, but I'll check in post.
Yeah.
But yeah. We'll go over to Vay. Vay, what are you doing for your downtime?
Actually, I think what I'm going to do is...
Oh, didn't you already technically do the downtime with the roll, or was that?
So I've done one downtime.
You did one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
so
you get one
for
more,
the other
not a
one,
war.
I was gonna go with Drillbit in order to lower the heat, because
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
part of being a good criminal is cleaning up after yourself so that you can do more crime. Is how it goes. So how
Maybe
it goes.
missing heat.
Yeah.
Because it's been a while. You do make an action roll. You describe what you're doing. You make an action roll, and we clear a certain amount of heat based on how that roll goes.
So what Drillbit is going to do is he's going to when we did what I was going to say, I was about to ask a question, and then I'm like, well, maybe instead I'll say what it is. So I was thinking that Drillbit would go to like the area around the Sparkrite Tower and help out with cleanup efforts, and then while that's going on, especially it is decently close to blue coat activity, make a point of just kind of talking things up while doing work. And so I was kind of going, yeah, if that
Okay.
lines up.
Yeah, I think that works out well. Yeah, we'll even say Darmit's there. Darmit is one of the people. I don't believe that he's seen Drillbit yet.
Mhm. And yeah, and so with that, I think, well, to be honest, like my plan is I'm going to kind of roll for how good of a cleanup job he does, and then I'll just kind of talk about what interactions that he has while doing that cleanup, because I think that's going to kind of talk about what type of impact it has as far as like, oh, like you did a great job, or yeah, you did crap, you barely did anything.
So sorry, what are you rolling?
I was going to roll finesse for cleanup.
Okay. Yeah.
If that's-
Yeah. Finesse it up. Finesse it up. That's a critical. So you clear
Nice.
that. Yeah, you roll 2 6s on 2 die, which is amazing.
It
As
is
well as
what
you
I
could
do.
do. And that clears 5 heat.
Oh shit.
Nice.
And so Drillbit is, you'd think there's this conversation and he's able to kind of have this quick back and forth with Darmit, but at the same time, he is, picking up rubble and, putting it into a bin, pushing things over, and like picking up a broom in one hand, and like he's kind of brooming, and then he's got a mop behind him and just kind of like pushing things over and like getting things organized. Yeah. And Darmit just finds himself at the beginning, he was kind of, just talking a little bit, and then he almost finds himself following Drillbit, kind of keeping up, and then he's like, oh wow, like look at this place.
Yeah, as you're like cleaning up this mess, like you go to sweep, and you're just like basically sweeping like a hunk of rock the size of like a man's chest with a broom, like without any effort, while you're talking to the man. Just one hand broom push, you're just pushing large chunks of rock, throwing things around. Darmit seems impressed. You wouldn't know this about him, though Lutz might. He is not a very educated man, and is actually kind of easily entertained.
He's also a handsome jerk.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. And so, I'm sure while cleaning up, it's like, oh, we're a facility in 6 towers, and it's an educational institute, and like that's about all he kind of says, I think, and like that's kind of the amount of info that Darmit gets and kind of process and goes, wow, those guys must be great.
Yeah, and I think Darmit kind of is not so dumb as to not put together that he was there to arrest someone there recently, and knows that Lutz lives there and works there. But I think Darmit goes home that night, and when he eats alone in his single flat, he's got like a small
TV bug dinner.
Yeah, he stops on the way at the market because he doesn't actually have a stove in his apartment. It's just like a single bed, in like a coffin style apartment. Not even a washroom in there. It's a shared washroom amongst everyone who lives on that floor. He is eating this bug loaf, and he's just like, how the hell did I get to a point where Lutz is doing better than me?
I'm gonna have to deal with that real soon.
He thinks about it, and you lose 5 heat, so it may not be bad news for you. Not everything I do is bad for you guys.
Oh, I just feel like as soon as he had that thought, he's like, I gotta go knock that guy down.
Maybe. But yeah, we'll flip back up over to CJ. You have a second downtime action.
I do. I think I accidentally, because I was trying to look at it. I was looking at stuff, and then I think I accidentally give myself an ability which I did not have.
I've done that before.
That's okay. You can delete it off of the sheet. That's not.
Now, no, because I'm gaslighting myself. Like, no, it was there. I'm like, wait, what? Like, no, I don't think I had it. No, I didn't have it. It's like, you did. It's like, no.
So conflicted.
Which ability?
It was
did
analyst.
You not have
it was analyst that's tripping me up, but I'm pretty sure I didn't have analyst unless.
No, you have artificer, ghost ward, and strange methods. You got a lot of crafting stuff.
Yeah, create. But we're not gonna craft. Well, Shioba was gonna help with the heat, but Jobin kind of had that on lock.
Yeah, no, I think you did really well. You've gone all the way from 8 total heat to 3 overall, which means that like you can get a little wild and chaotic and may not push yourself over the limit.
You could also clear it because I don't know, maybe our next few
you know what
things that we do.
So true.
Yeah.
I'm expecting more and more heat for us in the next like 2 months.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I'll say this. You guys from the beginning have been maxing out on heat almost every score.
That's so true.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
I can't give you more heat.
It hasn't been something.
If I'm being honest.
I think it's because the last group you played with were like, sneaky thieves, and we are not sneaky thieves.
We are not sneaky thieves.
Yeah, the last group I played with were
sneaky
specifically a pair of cat burglars. They both wanted to be Catwoman, and they were. And that was the last group I played with. So they barely had any heat, though they did not increase in tier very quickly either, because they were doing such a good job of not being seen. So yeah, just something to consider. There is a payoff to being stealthy, which is that you don't get as much rep either.
Okay.
It's not always bad to make a splash. But what are you doing? Were you thinking about training your personal development?
I have 2 things that I'm like, I'm gonna do both. So we'll help take down the heat. I was just trying to look between which girls got the pips for doing that.
Nice pips.
Got the pips.
Yeah. Okay, so
and then the other thing is Myre doing her project.
Well, let's start with clearing the heat.
Yeah. So I feel like Shiova's gotta pull her weight around around the place. So I initially think of like her kind of like, because like she's taking the role of housekeeper, then she's like going into town buying stuff. So like guess while she's going in, kind of schmoozing with like all the like shopkeepers, like oh, like I work over at the library, that charter. What is her name of her school?
We have not named it.
We have not
on my
named
notes.
our school.
I was going to wait till everyone was here to have
That's
that.
I think it's
fair.
called College University.
Over at College University, they're really paying their staff well. It's like it's up and coming, really, that kind of stuff. Chatting up the place, make people think, oh yeah, it's pretty cool. So I initially think sway, but can I twist your arm for a command? Because I got one more pip in it.
Yeah, just at the end as you're talking it up, we'll say that he seems a little wishy-washy, maybe even dismissive. And you just, for a second, Shiova gets a little bit more assertive right at the very end.
No, it's a fucking great place. Don't you fucking back talk me, mister.
You gotta listen about how great this is, and you put your tiny finger on his chest.
My tiny finger.
And go ahead and give me that command roll. Yeah. So you do manage to clear the last three. So we're right down to 0 heat.
Everybody loves us.
And there's that moment where he was taken off guard by this the smaller woman putting hands on him for a second, and he's just like, okay. Sorry, what's the college university? Yeah.
College University, and don't you forget the name.
I feel like you should give it a different name, but for now I won't forget. And sure, yeah, it seems like a great place. I have heard good things. I people talk about that fucking party you guys threw. I wish I had gone.
It was the best rocking party ever. I was not there also myself, and I wish I had been there because we go the best parties.
It was the best. I have no clue, but it was the best.
The next time you throw a party, you save a dance for me, though. And then he picks up a crate like you're on Law and Order, and he starts putting it away.
Why are they always putting away crates? Always. I'm just a working guy. That's all I know. Yeah, I've seen the guy before.
Yeah, no, they never stopped to work. Sorry, I'm getting a work text. So excuse me while I'm being both professional and unprofessional at the same time.
Damn.
Boy, you can multitask.
Yeah. But that's sorted out. All right, we'll go over to Adam DeBono.
What does that mean? You keep saying that.
Okay, there's a character in the show Superstore who is only
that?
ever referenced. It's a television sitcom.
Oh, okay.
But there's a character named CJ DeBono who is only ever referenced as a threat, and they work in HR.
Oh.
And I had just watched that episode, and then the night before we did our first recording, and every time I hear CJ's name, I think of CJ DeBono. And that is literally the only reason I keep saying that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think this was brought up in episode 4, though, Adam. So way to not remember
Yeah.
that
Wow.
information.
Way to not
Yeah.
listen to the podcast.
Episode 4 was a long time ago, guys. Give me a break.
It
All right,
was.
so what am I doing? Okay, so if I did not use any of my characters in the previous score, do they get their stress removed? Is that a thing? Because Marv is almost at max. Oh, he was there though. He was there though. Fuck. So
yeah, he was. That's
okay,
why
well,
he's
I gotta.
almost at max.
Yeah, I gotta. Oh, well, I've got a coin on Marv, so I can use a coin. I'm gonna use Marv's coin to reduce stress for him.
All right. Well, you have one more downtime action anyway.
Yeah, but I've got injuries on people and stuff. Like I'm not in good shape.
All right.
So,
Fair enough.
Here's how this is gonna go down. He's got scratched pits. I forgot about the scratched pits.
Yeah.
Hilarious. All right.
That's
So
right. You
Marv's got to
wrestled a
clear some
vampire.
stress. Yeah. Squished your mom. So let's go. Indulge Vice. He's got what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 of them?
Yep,
8
he's got 8 out of 9. Yep.
Yeah, here we go. Oh, I just realized that when I rolled for it worked out. When I rolled for Ludes, it was the wrong number of dice. It should have been way more than or way better. But anyhow, so I rolled 0, so it says I clear 4. Okay, got it. 1, 2, 3, 4.
That's not bad.
So yeah, no, it's not bad at all. So that's Marv. Basically, he starts teaching the next class, and it's dodgeball class. And while he's teaching dodgeball class at the gymnasium, by the way, because he doesn't know how to read, and that's what Ludes calls it. So he's at the gymnasium. teaching dodgeball to some of these students. He's like, all right, here's the deal. I'm going to throw this at you, and you got to get out of the way. If you catch it, you can throw it back, and then you try to hit me. So it's going to be me against all of you guys. So get ready. Here we go. And he starts hurling balls. And he's, like, binging people in the face. And these aren't, like, you know, the rubber red balls that you're used to for dodgeball. These are, you know, probably, like sheep bladders that are something? They're heavy.
Yeah, those weighted medicine balls, like one of those old style ones. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a volleyball. Basically, it's basically like a volleyball. So he's just like blasting all these nerds in the face with volleyballs, and he's laughing as he's doing it. And like one of them beams him in the face real good, and he's like, bleeding from my nose. That's a good throw, but you're not supposed to, make me bleed in front of all these other people. So I'm gonna have to beat you up now. And he fights the guy, and he has a good time.
Just everybody watches and is writing down notes as you just mercilessly beat down one of their classmates. Oh, don't worry, Steve. We're gonna give you the notes when we're done.
Note to self: don't get hit in the face. But he beats this dude up, and he's like, "It's really important that you, you know who to not make look bad in front of other people." And I'm gonna throw these balls at the rest of you guys.
And you spend a lovely afternoon assaulting young adults.
It's supposed to be a 45-minute class. Shut up.
Yeah. And you said you were gonna spend a coin. We'll just roll into the next one.
That's his coin, and afterwards he goes to see the doctor about his injuries.
All right. You're going to see Sawtooth?
Yeah, well, that's the doctor.
Yep. All right. And this is Marv, right?
This is Marv. Going to see the doctor about his scratched pits.
That's fair. Has Marv seen Sawtooth before? I actually can't remember.
Not on air.
Okay. So you step in and you have to walk past. It just seems like every time Ludes or anyone steps into Sawtooth's office, there's more and more oats just kind of piled up on a counter.
All right.
He seems to be
it's fucking weird, but okay.
Bags of oats. He's really trying to expand the sundry side of his business. And sure enough, you walk in and you catch him as he's like taking like this giant sack that's almost as tall as he is, and he's trying to shove it into a cabinet, and the door won't quite close. And then it spills open, and oats just pour all over the surgery floor.
Oh, see, it is actually oats. I was wondering whether or not this was like a thing with payoff later, where like, remember those oats? Okay, actually, it's drugs. You know,
it's oatpium.
No. Eddie turns to Eddie, he's like, "What do you fucking want, you big ass bastard?"
Oh my god, it's you. Ugh.
Sorry, do I know you or something?
Yeah. You don't remember me. I remember you. You robbed a couple of my buddies down on the docks. A couple of guys got hurt. Came to see you. You drugged them. Took everything they had.
And they came back. They came back because that's what I do. You pay your fees. I give you drugs. I make you not die. Did they come back?
Yeah, they came back.
Yeah. What are you here for? Like, you want to fight? Is that what you come here for?
Well, yeah, but that's not why I'm here. But I do. But
alrighty.
I got these. Yeah, I'm bleeding. He like flexes. He does like the the big flex where his arms are up, so you can see his armpits are all like scratched to shit, and he flexes, and like it creaks like an old wooden ship as he flexes, and I don't know how muscles make noise like that, but his do. There's like as he flexes. It's like, yeah, I'm bleeding from my pits.
All right.
Fix
all
it.
right.
And
Get on
if you try to give me any of that weird shit, I will crush your tiny skull.
When you say that to him, he's not going to hurt you mechanically, but he's going to grab a canister of ether, and I'm going to make a fortune roll as Sawtooth to see if he can force you to take a bunch of ether.
Oh boy.
You hurt him in the process. Like you are like fighting back as he like kind of pins you down. He's like way like equally as strong as you are.
What the hell? Okay. I
like,
thought he was like this
you're-
tiny little guy.
No, he's very tall. He's very tall. He's lean. But Lutz has seen him shirtless. The man is absolutely ripped. But like, yeah. Like,
I don't think we've got a Sawtooth image.
We do, but it's not the most flattering in terms of his rippedness.
Okay.
But he does have a backstory that we may get into at some point.
Oh, you
But,
know what? We did talk about that one time where they woke up shirtless together, and he's got like the goats tattooed on his back, but like he was jacked. I remember you saying that.
Yep. But that's what he looks like.
Oh yeah, there he is with all those fingers.
I forgot all the fingers.
Yeah, he's got.
Yeah, he's got kind of a Gary Busey vibe to him.
Yeah, that's
Perfect.
That's
I
not,
love it.
Yeah. And so yeah, Marv is caught a little bit off guard. Though you do manage to get him in the side of the face. And when you wake up, he will make a fortune roll as a doctor as opposed to as trying to assault you with drugs.
Only 2 for the doctor, but there was 4 for the attack.
He's really good at drugs and he's okay at doctor. If you need to make a roll for oats, man.
8 die.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's crazy.
Toad's
Well,
got the
it's
oats.
more every session. So the oats is a representation of the fact that like some of the goods that you guys have been gathering have gone missing.
Okay. He's taking her
Marv's-
oats.
He's embezzling oats,
Hurrah!
is what you're saying?
That's what he's taking is the oats.
No! That's why I had crappy bug bread.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
It's supposed to be oatmeal banana bug bread.
Yeah.
Damn.
And these are real oats, by the way. You can tell, like, just as you're about to pass out, you're like, "Is that a real oat?" And then you just fall unconscious. But he does succeed, and so he does a pretty good job of patching you up. But because of the tough rules of Bleeds in the Dark, that's still only 3 out of 4 segments. If you want to spend a coin, you can either have him roll again, which will then fill up the last remaining segment for sure, and potentially bleed over into the next one, or you can just pay a coin to bump it up to 1, and move everything down 1 level.
I don't want to yank coin from stash.
Well, we've not been splitting up coin appropriately, I don't think.
Oh,
You guys
Yeah.
received 14 coin not that long ago. I only put 3 of it in the vault because that's all you had room for.
oh,
And then we didn't divvy it up. We just it's just there on the notes.
It exists
yeah.
in the ether.
Money is
have
hard,
a note.
honestly. Yeah.
I have a note that it was 11 left over that nobody put on their character sheets, as far as I'm aware.
I will gladly take 1 and put 1 for each of my character.
Well, I'll tell you right now, there's 11 that you need to put on character sheets, but there's actually a total of 13 that need to be divided amongst your characters.
oh boy. All right, so I'm gonna put 3 of them on Marv, and you said out of 13, and we'll give Ludes 2 of those boys. So is that fair?
That's fine.
Is that reasonable?
Yep. I think that's fine.
5 out of 13? No, that's not reasonable. I'm gonna put 2 on each of my guys. That's more reasonable.
And then that brings
And
us
so
down to 9.
I will have him roll 1 more for the healing.
Absolutely. And so that will be another 2 die fortune roll. I'm just gonna make that really quick. And so yeah, by the time you wake up, it is significantly better. Like Sawtooth, like you're kind of groggy and you're maybe pissed off that he drugged you against your will. And then when you go to stand up to probably like act tough or fight him or whatever you're planning on doing, you realize that you do feel a lot better. Your thing goes down to level 1 and you have 2 segments. You got it. There we go.
Cool.
Yeah. You do feel better. And you can tell that he's pretty high, like his eyes are like all like unfocused or whatever. And
One of them's
like,
wandering around.
It's like, all right, my friend, we're gonna fight. As you said, you wanted to fight me, and you're stronger than most. And I want you to it. I want you to fight him.
I'll fight you, but not right now.
All right.
Fight
One
you
of
when I
these
feel
days,
like
though.
fighting you. I'm not doing it because you told me to do it. I don't like
Yes,
it.
you
I don't
are.
like you tell me to do things.
Yeah.
When I fight
Well-
you, it's going to be because I want to, not because you want to.
But I want to fight you, so it would be because I want you to fight me.
Well, it's not what I want.
I
What I
understand
want is
it's not
what
what
I
you
want.
want,
What I want,
but what I want is for you to fight me, which you're going to do because you want to
son
fight
of a
me.
bitch, you want to fight?
Yeah, I do.
All right, he's going to grab the nearest thing and try to smash it over his head.
All right, go ahead.
That escalated really quick.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
pissed. All right, so...
Controlled for standard.
Okay.
Do you have to say when you said that he like flexed, and I just imagined that he did like some kind of like flex, and then just like blood goes like splatter all around dramatically.
Yeah.
It squirts out of his
this,
armpits.
right? It was like one of these
Basically,
kind
yeah.
of flexes, and so it's like,
Well, not quite that high, but like out, like a little
Yeah.
wider. Here we
Yeah.
go. Let's go. I'm going to smash him over the head with something. 6! Kaboom!
Oh.
Yeah, you get him. You
Ooh,
guys,
it's. Ooh, can I say what it is?
yeah.
Glass jar with like a copper top filled with teeth.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah, and so like as you hit him in the head with this jar, the camera cuts and like you know that moment like when someone gets punched in the face and like a tooth flies out. It's like that, but it's like 50 teeth.
It's like one tooth and then another and then another and then 30 more.
And he looks up and yeah, he's got some like glass cuts on his face or whatever, and he's like, "Oh, that's not too bad. That's not too bad." And you know what? That was good enough. That you're fucking not half as dumb as you look. Next time you're injured, or even if you're not injured, you can come over here and one of these days I'll actually have to spar you for real. That was fun.
I'll go where I want. If I come in here, it's going to be because I want to, not because of you. God damn it. He leaves.
As you leave, he just calls
A
up,
handful of
"Well,
oats. He
if-
snatches a handful of oats, starts eating it. Dry oats.
You leave my fucking oats alone."
But after me fucking oats.
They're after me fucking oats.
It's like the fucking oat leprechaun. I love it. Oh, it's so fucking weird. I love it.
As Marv leaves, he sees like a family of 4 come in with satchels that they begin to stuff with oats, and he doesn't know math very well enough to know that he is vastly overcharging for these oats.
He's
Well
got no
above
clue.
market
He doesn't know
prices.
how that works. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah.
I just want to talk about the oats some more. I fucking love oats. But yeah, no. Yeah, is there any other downtime activities that you guys want to partake in before the end of our session? Anything that you feel is unresolved, noting that we will be beginning next recording with our we're going to continue right where we left off with perhaps even more downtime.
We heard the audience and what they wanted, and we're gonna come back with it. More downtime,
More
less
downtime.
heists.
All right, fine. I will spend one of Lude's coins
Oh.
Oh.
to have been there for that, getting medical treatment while that happened.
All right.
Just on the side in a different room.
Yeah, he's
Sorry,
Oh.
I rolled the wrong thing. That's my bad. So you'll gain 2.
perfect.
on,
That's enough.
there you
His
go.
hooked titty is no longer hooked.
Wow.
Oh.
Finally.
They get all
after
covered
all
in
these long
oats
years.
and then fixed.
Yeah, so
And
like
so-
basically all that happens and he goes, the hell is that about? Oh, I know that guy. He didn't like you. Oof. And then like all the
Okay.
teeth like rattle about and he's all like, hey, that's one of mine. He holds it up next to the gold tooth.
Yeah, that's part of the payment. I keep the teeth.
I heard about people working pro bono, but I didn't know about pro teeth.
Yeah. Listen, I'm very pro teeth around here. That's not even my good jar. That's my jar of shitty teeth.
Yeah, that makes
No
sense.
offense.
No, none taken. None taken. I don't take care of these things. I mean, look at these ones. They look like they're, oh, well, yeah, I was going to say they look like they're made out of wood, but I guess it's kind of happening. Hey, what's up with
Yeah.
that, Doc? What's up with the wood?
I don't know. You're a fucking weird Tekarosi. Not to be
Yeah, fair enough.
too blunt about it, but yeah, no, it's definitely. I think it's the way you heal when you injure yourself. But it gets worse. But who knows? I'm not, to be honest. The Tekarosi have a weird anatomy at the best of times, and the
Yeah.
rest of them too.
Checks out.
Yeah. I think that's about as much as he knows about Tekarosi anatomy, if I'm being honest. But
And yet he's your doctor.
He fixed my titty hook, so we're good.
yeah. But yeah, you've we leave as like Ludes and Sawtooth have an amiable conversation. I think they are even almost friends at this point, to a certain degree. But yeah, I think we're gonna call it a night there. We'll just very quickly blast through some XP, if that's all right with you all. Ooh, we're gonna
Dude,
do it
mind if I
on
do?
air. Drill
Doing
bit.
it.
Yes.
You fulfill your functions despite difficulty or danger.
I don't know, difficulty, difficulty, but I did fulfill functions. There was a decent amount of
Yeah.
cleaning that happened in this session.
I would
And
say
cleared
that
stress. The heat.
yeah, I think that in this case, difficulty it's stretching it in terms of not mechanically, but yeah, you did the work of several men and managed to. I think that would be a difficult feat. So I'll give you 1 XP for that. You suppress or ignored your former human qualities.
All right, so you've been asking me for what are my former human qualities, and I have come down with 4 traits. And so
Nice.
beforehand, Drillbit was so the original body of Drillbit, and I guess spirit that is now in this hull, was a noble from. Oh, I had it. Where was he from?
Goblin, I believe.
Scovland. That's right. He's a Scovland noble.
Oh.
And so his previous traits was he was a partier, he was diplomatic, he was cultured, and he was a storyteller. So I don't know if necessarily any of those really came up in this session.
I think I will give you 1 XP, and I'll say why. Is because that person does not sound like the kind of man who would walk around with a mop
Yeah, that's for damn sure.
and like clean up as he felt fit. I feel like he was the kind of person who's like, I have servants for this. Why would I clean? And so I'll give you 1 XP for taking a more subservient role.
Yes.
It's been a
Let the
minute.
XP trickle.
We're gonna go. It's been a minute since we've seen this guy. but Jacob Bridgewater earned some XP.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't say you addressed a challenge with knowledge or arcane power, but you did express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background.
Oh yeah.
Would you say that he struggled with his vice or traumas during the session?
I would not.
Okay.
He has no trauma.
Yeah, so give him one that's...
And his vice of gambling, I don't know. You took a gamble jumping off that roof, I guess? No, we'll just give him the...
Nah.
The what, one?
Choose this number? Yeah, just the one. But that's more than he's turned in a few episodes.
That's, yeah.
Ludwig. You addressed a
Alright,
challenge with stealth or evasion.
I don't know about a challenge. He snuck up on Myre. He did. I'll give you 1 XP because I feel like you actually did a pretty good job. We found this out retroactively of hiding the fact that you were really, really high when when the guy showed up. That worked out so well. I'm so happy that you did that.
Yes. You expressed your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. I'm going to give you 2 XP. This is a good episode for Lutz. You struggle with issues from your vice or traumas. I don't think you struggled with your vice with either character today, especially not Lutz.
No. It worked out pretty well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Drugs are great, guys.
But Lutz does have a trauma. And what is
reckless.
his trauma again?
Reckless.
Do you feel like he was reckless? I feel like he was reckless. And I want to say why. I feel like the fact that you left the door unlocked for that guy to even be able to walk in is reckless in of itself.
And there was the no pants situation as well.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
You exposed yourself in front of a young lady. Reckless.
I'm going to put out there, just for the listeners, just so you guys are aware, he was wearing like boxer shorts, the white ones with the little hearts. So there was no, like, his weird, bizarre dong wasn't exposed.
Well, thank you. Though the listeners at home, just so you know, it's your imagination and Adam can't control it. If you want to imagine his weird dong was out, you can.
You can. It might have been out through the shorts. I don't know.
It's up to you.
All right,
those balls are in your court.
Moving on.
Marv, just because I'm going alphabetically, you addressed a challenge with violence or coercion. I'm going to give you 2 XP.
All right.
You did attack Sawtooth the Visitor.
Punched his doctor.
And the dodgeball.
That's true.
And the dodgeball. And the dodgeball player.
You express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. I think that the moment with the dodgeball where it's like, you made me bleed and now I have to beat you up is a new one. I didn't realize that he was bashful.
It's not that he's bashful. It's like
he
a
likes
code.
to bash.
Well, so there's
I take it back. He's totally bashful, but that way. I love it.
That's a polite way of saying, like, like behind every action is like a very core emotion, and I feel like you've expressed that Marv is a fearful man.
Yeah, I guess so.
That. Yeah.
I liked when he stole the money and said it was math. That was my favorite.
That was good.
That would be another one there. I was also going to give you one for bringing up that Sawtooth, who I just realized now is your rival.
Yeah. That's been on this character sheet since I came up with Marv, man.
I imagine that's how Aaron came up. Like, is that how you knew Sawtooth was from?
No.
Like, oh,
I just love Sawtooth as an NPC.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
He's fair. In every single campaign I run. Like, I make him be everyone's doctor. But I was also going to bring up the fact that you got pissed off enough to fight him because Sawtooth was annoying. Is also another one where it's like, yeah, Sawtooth is did kind of purposely provoke you and you fell for it.
He got overwhelmed with trying to, so he's not great with words. He was trying to express himself, and he felt like he kept getting misunderstood and redirected, and like he was angry, more angry at himself for not being able to communicate properly than he was at the guy for being annoying. And he's just like, you know what? Like, I've got to hit somebody, otherwise I'm gonna hit.
You
somebody.
sound like a parent at an elementary school talking about their child.
Yeah, well, I am.
And because of that moment, I will give you 1 XP for struggling with your vice or traumas, because you can struggle with your vice willingly. It doesn't necessarily have to come up mechanically. You can just willingly succumb to your vice or allow it to distract or put you in harm. And you managed to succeed that role, but I'll just tell you right now, Sawtooth is also a cutter with the not to be trifled with special ability.
Ooh, interesting.
I didn't realize how much of
he
a
would
mirror
be-
match it was.
Yeah, I thought he would be one of those guys that's able to heal people, but I guess, you know what, it makes sense that he's not.
He has a veteran ability.
Oh, okay.
That the Physiker ability from the leech sheet.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes some sense.
Considering
Cool.
the 2 die. Yeah.
Yeah,
worries.
I'm like, wait, man. All right, cool.
Yeah. But Myre, did you address a challenge with technical skill or mayhem?
Don't think she's particularly mayhemy today.
I'll give you 1 XP. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm gonna hold back. You don't get no XP.
I'm not gonna be
actually.
shit.
I don't get shit in this world.
You expressed your beliefs drives heritage or background. Yes. Your conversation with Ludes. The fact that you are kind of reeling after the death of your father, and not necessarily in like a grieving kind of way, but I think it's a lot to go
There's a
through
lot
as an
to
individual. And you struggle with issues from your vice or traumas during the session.
Got new vice, baby.
Yeah, I was gonna give you that. That's why I changed the XP from being mayhem, because that's not quite the right description. But I think you took a risk indulging in a new kind of vice, because you didn't know how that was gonna go. Stasia is your friend, but she's not the most reliable person. You know that some of the shit that she makes and that she even partakes in is above your pay grade. To put it nicely. So give yourself an XP for that.
What are we at? 2 XP?
That would be 3 total.
3, okay.
Shiova.
No.
Did you exact vengeance upon those you deem deserving?
There's some
Yeah.
guilt to Vey for
Guilt.
not remembering who she was.
Well, so actually, this is kind of an interesting one because you kind of have 2 characters rolled into one.
Yeah.
So I would say that the first 2, did you express your outrage or anger? Did you exact vengeance upon those you deem deserving? I don't know if Shiova really did this episode,
No.
but I am going to give you 2 XP because you express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. Because we learned about Carissa.
She has a name now.
And yes, she has a name. I'm also going to give you a second one because I feel like we learned a little bit about Shiova and Carissa's relationship to each other. The fact that they can even argue with each other, that Shiova just isn't always possessing her, that there seems to be a back and forth. I'm sure there's more to learn about that, but it is worth bringing up that did come up. But did you struggle with issues from your vice or traumas during the session? No. I mean, your
No.
vice is hunting people and killing them.
I took care of I ate a vampire last time. She's pretty good right now.
Yeah.
It's like, I baked really bad bread. Does that
I
count?
baked really. I'm traumatized by the bad bread. It could have been.
Yeah.
I know what I did wrong. It could have been better.
Oh, we got Vey. We got Vey Helker. Oh my gosh. Ethan, what's your name?
What?
I'm kidding. I'm sorry.
I don't-
I made a
I don't-
joke. It's a callback to the previous part of the episode. I'm getting tired. It's okay.
I'm like, I already told you like twice now, and we're best
also said-
friends.
Known each other for 18 years. 19 now. At the end of each session, you addressed a challenge with calculation or conspiracy.
I think there was a decent amount of conspiracy with.
Yeah, I think you kind of nail in the coffin and two birds with one stone, whatever metaphor you want to use, or idiom you want to use. You did manage to convince a guy to let you cut off his fingers and make him think it was a great idea.
Like, it's like that whole scene. It's like, oh, there you go. There's
There you
6
go,
XP.
that's-
You know, like that's you were cunning. There was definitely beliefs and drives and heritage.
Yeah. I would say I'll give you one for that. I would give you another one for the Imperial City reference and the bug blood and being a good sport about the fact that we kind of sprung on the fact that you actually knew one of the characters in the party.
That's
Commandeered
That
your
is-
backstory. Sorry.
that is not the first time that has happened to me in my life. So it's totally fair, and I was ready for it.
It was one of the most relatable things. I just like when we said it as I think as a joke when we were talking about like CJ and I were talking about our character, and I was like, no, like actually do that. Like just know Vay, and he won't remember who you are.
And then call him out on that.
Yeah. You struggle with issues from your vice or traumas during the session. You're kind of thriving with your vice right now, but I actually do think that you get 1 XP for that. Your faith vice has led to you creating the special ability known as Glory Incarnate, which might be a problem for you later.
Yes, that's I don't
It
see
might also
how that
be-
could be a problem. No, yeah,
Yeah, no, it might be the best thing that's ever happened to you.
This is
Did you advance the agenda of your deity or embody its precepts in action? I'm going to give you 2 XP for that.
nice.
That's on the crew XP. Contend with challenges above your current station. I don't think so.
Not in this downtime.
Did you bolster your crew's reputation or develop a new one? I think that you guys talked up the school a couple of times.
Oh yeah, I guess we had like the newspaper at like there was like
Shiova. Yep.
yeah
yeah.
there was
Shiova, Andrelbit, and the newspaper. So 2 XP there. Express the goals, drives, inner conflict, or essential nature of the crew. Definitely 1 XP. For kind of what happened in prison there. And I'm going to get another one for the paper. That was a critical success. I think the world at large was really, and I think that all kind of happened because you guys got in good with the ink rakes, and it will have mechanical benefits in terms of your ability to increase and the rate at which you can increase faction status with other people, because they'll be predisposed to know who you are. But yes, I think that's the end of our session. Adam seems to have dropped off the face of the earth. I hope he's okay. I didn't see anything in the chat, so
I think his daughter stomped through the ceiling.
oh my goodness.
that sounds about
That's
right.
There you go. But I think we're just right at the end of our session here. So I just want to say thank you to our listeners. If you haven't reviewed the podcast, please do. It helps with the metrics. Like, I'm not gonna fucking mince words or beg you or anything, but it does help with the metrics. If you enjoy this show, tell the world about it so that more people can listen. And other than that, I don't got nothing else to say. I will see you next week. Same time, same place. Nighty night, and 2 Dalu.